Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for our first live stream on this channel of the Bunnings NPC. This match is going to be between Wellington and Northland, and Wellington has a very strong side for this matchup with the likes of Perenara, also a Safamo. They've got a few All Blacks scattered in there, which is why they are heavily the favourites. But Northland, we saw last year that they are able to pull off an upset if they can get the job done. So it's going to be very exciting to see who wins this one. This is not the only match that is happening right at the moment, though. There is also going to be Taranaki versus Hawke's Bay happening at the same time, and we are going to be updating you on both games. But this one, the main commentary side of it, is going to be Wellington taking on Northland. It is going to be at Sky Stadium. Should be a very good match and a great way to start the day of rugby, heading into the All Blacks versus Wallabies games a little bit later on with the Bledisloe, and also the third British and Irish Lions matchup that we are going to get to see. We have also got in the chat, we have got Cheer the Tanifas, and also hey howdy hey y'all with the Kieran emojis. We have got Kieran back in the chat, which is very awesome to see, because of course the last live stream that we did for the Bunnings NPC, it was actually on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, because of the fact we wanted to test to make sure it would all run smoothly, and it did indeed. But we are going to be showing the starting lineup for Wellington in this one, and like I mentioned, very strong side. It is pretty much the Hurricanes 2.0. They've got Numia, Amor, and also Fidel in the front row. Then you've got Blackwell and Dominic Bird. He's going to be on debut for the I've almost called them the Highlanders, but I meant Wellington in this one. At this stage, 30 kilometers of wind there at Wellington, and also 14 degrees. Not too bad for the temperature. And then looking at the loose forward trio, it is going to be Plumtree, also Duplessis Karefi as the captain, and then Whitman is going to be on debut as well in that number 8 jersey. TJ Perenara returning. He isn't going to be playing for the All Blacks yet, but he is going to be returning to them very soon. But first, he has got to return for Wellington, and what a way to come back into the Bunnings NPC with a strong side all around him, including Ruben Love at number 10, Papisana Patafilo going to be starting at 11. Looking at the centres, Peter Umanga Jensen and Vinsaso. Julian Savia out on the other wing, the bus, and then Wes Houston to close out that starting lineup, like I mentioned. It is pretty much the Hurricanes, but with a few of those younger players, and also Dominic Bird added into it. But that is why they are heavily the favourites in this matchup up against Northland. Looking at the Northland side, though, they have got some strong players themselves as well. I don't actually know as many of their players as I do for Wellington, but the likes of Goodhue at number 5, he is always a key in the lineouts for Northland. Also, Sam not going to be starting at 9. We saw him find some decent form for the Blues throughout Super Rugby. It was Super Rugby Aotearoa and Super Rugby Trans Tasman. Reihana at 10. Also, very talented player. The centre combo of Scott Gregory and Rennie Ranger was working for them a little bit last year, and I feel like it has built with the fact that Scott Gregory finding some very good form for the Highlanders as well. Then out on the other wing, Leilua and also Jordan Highland at fullback for this one. Going to be interesting to see what he can do. I see that we've got a whole heap of chat, so I will read all of the messages as soon as I can. We have got Smithy Toilet, as said, Chiakazi in the chat, and also I'm looking forward to the greatest provincial competition in the world, says Simon Hughes. And tell you what, these teams are stacked. Like all through the competition, we have got some talented players. Like we saw it last night, even in the game between, it was who played last night? I've already forgotten at this stage. Was the opening game? It was Counties Manukau versus Manawatu. Like there are some very good players scattered throughout those lineups. Brett Cameron, good signing for Manawatu, and he was able to get himself a try. That was the win to Manawatu for anyone who didn't actually see that game result. So they are sitting top of the championship at this stage. We have got Hey New headset. It's actually, I've had it for about 3 years, and me and Isaac used to use it when we used to game on the PC a little bit. And talking about the PC, it was actually this like desktop one, so it didn't work too well, but I decided to whip it back out and see whether or not it would work or not. So hopefully it does sound all right. Do let me know whether or not it does sound a little bit clearer than the other one. But at this stage, they are just making their way out onto the field here. Northland, the away side at Sky Stadium. We have got Hello Northland are going to win as well, says Dylan. And also far, Roger's not playing. Yeah, I did see that Roger Tuivasa-Sheck has not been selected for Auckland, which I know a lot of people have already said that they're not going to be watching the game because of it at this stage. And we have also got, I reckon, Wellington get this win this afternoon. I think they have got a strong chance of doing so because of the fact, like, looking at that back line, you got Ruben Love, Patafilo, Umanga Jensen, Vinsaso, Julian Savia, Wes Houston. They are all capped for the Hurricanes, and they are all extremely talented players as well. Adi Savia playing wing as well, says Smithy Toilet. And also we have got in there, I might have said that rather than Julian, perhaps my bad there. And we have also got there Go Wellington from KT Dixon. And the ball, of course, the colours of the channel are actually black and yellow. So that kind of works out as well. And Go Tani Fast, says Smithy Toilet. And also we have got, will you keep us up to date with the other game, Hamish? I will indeed. I'm actually going to be watching them both at the same time, which hopefully it will work out. I see there. I'm not sure what happened there. I think it was the guy delivering the ball to the field. He was actually trying to pop a wheelie, and Ruben Love thought he was trying to flip his chair over backwards. So he tried to help him out, but he was actually doing a trick in the wheelchair there. We have got nice headset, and also we have got in the chat. I hope everyone as well. And Reed says hello, and how are you? I'm doing well, Reed. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. We will put our scoreboard up. We will also put the other live matches, and we will click a button right now, and hopefully we will be able to watch both of them at the same time. It might work smoothly, it may not, but I've got Hawke's Bay in front of me. I've got Wellington versus Northland out to the side. Let's see how this goes. Kickoff now going to be happening in this game between Wellington and Northland. Ruben Love getting us underway, kicking off from right to left, and it's going to be taken straight away by Josh Goodhue for Northland here. And it's one of those ones that hopefully everything does run smoothly throughout this one. But yeah, I've got there. I thought it was, oh no, I don't think I read that out. But yeah, I think he was trying to pop a trick, and then Ruben Love just didn't want the guy to flip over backwards, which I mean is fair enough. You don't want to see him flipping over, but now it's going to be all loose ball, and it's going to be picked up by Dominic Bird, and now it's going to be Peter Umaga Jensen inside of the 22 for Wellington, and straight away they are going to be pouring on the pressure. Low ball. That is not TJ Perenara starting this match. Okay, he is not in the starting lineup. I guess they have changed that last minute, but now it's going to be Xavier Numia driving forward. We will have to wait and see whether or not Perenara is going to be on the bench or not for this matchup. But at this stage, it's going to be called a maul, and that was Josh Goodhue getting straight in there for Northland, and now it is going to be the scrum feed for Northland inside of their own 22. We have got to bring back the red colours in your logo, the old days. Tell you what, the M, the Musketeers. I feel like I still absolutely love that logo. Perhaps we make it as an emoji at some stage as an option for you guys to put it in the chat. We have got what's your prediction for the games this weekend? Sees Adam, there are so many of them. At this stage, pack weight is actually 784 kgs for Wellington, which is one of the lightest packs I think I have seen in a very long time, just in general. That's almost 100 kgs less than both sides, 120 kgs less. They've lost a whole man compared to those sides that were playing yesterday. But the game between Taranaki and Hawke's Bay has just kicked off as well. So I will be trying my best to keep you guys informed about both games as they're happening. I will just be updating in terms of who is scoring the tries in the Hawke's Bay versus Taranaki. But at this stage, we have got the scrum feed for the Northland versus Wellington game. Ball has been put in, but it's going to be a big push from Northland. They have been able to retain it, and Scott Gregory there kicking the ball downfield, clearing his lines off the left boot. And it is a good kick downfield. And of course, 50-22s are now in play. Wes Houston, though, he's got a bit of toe, and he's going straight up the gap here. Wes Houston going all the way, is he? He's firing the white ball, very flat ball out to Peter Umaga Jensen, just shunting off the tackle. And now it is once again going to be Wellington inside of the 22, and Northland now decides to give it to Ruben Love out the back line. Now they've got options on the outside. It's going to be Vince Arso, white ball out into the hands of their number 6, and he's going to be scoring the try there. And it was Tane Plumtree opening up with a try for Wellington. Try time, says Johnny Boy as well. They keep teasing us with TJ Perenara anticipation. That is what they actually thought they were going to be doing for Auckland. People said that maybe if you weren't going to play Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, could be an idea to put him in the starting lineup so that people think that he is going to be playing, and then have it kind of too little too late when they're already watching the game. That was a beautiful offload from Peter Umaga Jensen right near the touchline. Then from there, Ruben Love went across, and then it was a Peter Filo wide ball. Vince Arso over the top, gives it to Tane Plumtree, and he scores the opening try of this match for Wellington. We have what's got in there. But back to those predictions for this weekend. I think in this game, Wellington have got a very good chance of winning this one. And then also, I would say, if I had to decide who I think is going to be winning, I'd say Canterbury versus Auckland is probably the biggest game in terms of the Bunnings NPC this weekend, because they are both in the Premiership and both very talented players. But Stephen Perofeta here for Taranaki going to be taking an early kick at goal for it will be Taranaki here. I think I am up to date if I'm not wrong in that game. So we are currently 3 minutes into both of these games at this stage. Ruben Love with the hard kick from the sideline. He's actually nailed it though, straight down the middle, and now because of it, does make the score a total of 7-0 to Wellington early on in this match. Only 3 minutes in, and at this stage, seems like it could be a high-scoring one here for not just this match, but maybe for both matches. We didn't see too many tries early on in the last match, but in this one now, seems like we're going to be ramping up the points. And do let me know in the chat how many tries you think is going to be scored in this matchup. And we have got, if you're in New Zealand, the North and Wellington, or the Northland and Wellington game is on Prime as well, says Simon Hughes. So that is a good little bit of information for anyone who is in New Zealand at the moment who does want to watch it. What about the Hawke's Bay? I think Hawke's Bay will get the win, but Taranaki might put up a big fight here, and they are actually leading this match 3-0 now, Taranaki, at this stage. But Wellington going to have this ball 40 metres out from their own line, And it is going to be Ruben Love just kicking this ball almost straight sideways, lining it up there. It's going to be Patafilo. Knocks it back to Wesusen. It was actually, I would consider that offside, but they are going to be continuing at this stage here for Wellington once again. Going to be on attack. It's currently raining here as well, and he's going straight through the gap now. Linking up on the inside, giving it back into the hands of Tane Plumtree. He's going to score his second of the match, and Wellington now are going to get even more of a lead. I was just trying to update my scoreboard so that it says that Taranaki had 3 points, but that is going to be another try for Wellington in this one. They are ramping up the points here early on. I felt like maybe they were going to be able to get the win by 30 when I did see these starting lineups, but maybe they are trying to push for even more than that. No, stop at Wellington, says Johnny Boy, and hey, mate, says Tame as well. Welcome into the live stream. It is very much appreciated you guys all being here for this one, but at this stage, Hawke's Bay on the own 22, or sorry, on their own 40-metre line, but this was a great run up the middle from it was their number 9, which I believe in this one would have been Richard Judd on debut, unless they have gone with someone else possibly who was originally going to be there. But yeah, straight up the middle there. Then from there, trying to link up had Houston on the outside, went to Tane Plumtree, and he scored his second try of the match already. And we have also got, what about the Springboks and the Lions later? I think the Springboks will be able to get that win just because of the fact they've kind of taken all momentum back, and they look like the more dominant side in that last match. But then you've got Josh Adams and Liam Williams getting added into that starting lineup for the British and Irish Lions. So I think it will be a little bit closer than the second, but I think it could still go the way of the Springboks. Ruben Love kicking that one over once again. So now the score is going to be 14-0 to Wellington, and at this stage, still 3-0 to Taranaki in the game against Hawke's Bay. And of course, they are the defending champs of the championship. It is Hawke's Bay, so they got promoted. It was North Harbour who got demoted. So now Hawke's Bay trying to ramp it up, see if they can keep up with some of those guys who are in that top league. And now it is going to be kicked off by Northland once again, 6 minutes into this game, and it looks like a decent day there at Sky Stadium at this stage. And now driving forward once again, Wellington only 25 metres out from their line now. Going short side now to Dominic Bird, a big signing, not just because of his frame, but also just big signing in general for Wellington. Round the side of Safa He's arm had a put down, but he has been tackled once again. And at this one, he was almost in terms of maybe getting selected for the All Blacks, but unfortunately just coming back from injury. So a few of those players are just going to get another opportunity. And Zansbury on the ball there, and because of it, it means that Northland have got the Wellington number 9. I think it was under a lot of pressure, little knock on, and now Northland going to have this one 30 metres out from the line. And I feel bad because I actually have TJ Perenara in my thumbnail because of the fact he was supposed to be in the starting lineup, but he isn't actually there at the stage. We have got David in the chat. As said, g'day, Kiwi lad Hamish. All hail Kieran. All hail Kieran as well with the Kieran emojis. It is great to see him back in the chat because of the fact that we did it as the we did it on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel, so we didn't actually have him there, unfortunately. And we have got, hey mate, I'm at Wendy's as well, says James Gordon. And also we have got, who you got, Wallabies or ABs? I think it's hard to not back the All Blacks when they are playing at Eden Park, but it just means if the Wallabies can somehow get that win, it is just that much more impressive because of the fact that they've done it at a ground that they don't normally lose at, the All Blacks. But now it's going to be a scrum fee for Northland. Going to be 30 metres out from the line now and are looking to get some points back on the board. They're going to have to. And also, if Wellington get 2 more tries, they will get a bonus point. It's going to be a Wellingtonian scrum win, though, for the penalty. Very good push in the front row from a Safa Xavier Numia and Alex Fidel. We have also got there, it's going to be one match after another, mate, as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there, don't go, mate, go ask a clock, as well, says Smithy Toilet, in terms of the raining here in Albuquerque as well. And also, I'm missing a few messages at the moment. I do apologise about that. At the stage, Taranaki still leading that one 3-0, and Wellington at this stage winning this one 14-0. 2 tries already in this matchup, the first of which being scored by Tane Plumtree, the second of which being scored by Tane Plumtree as well. And what's the score? Naki versus Hawke's Bay. At this stage, it is 3-0 to Taranaki. And it's going to be interesting because at this stage, it seems like they are going to be the team with more of the possession early on. But now it's going to be Peter Umang and Jensen 40 metres out from Northland's line. Off the line out, they've got the advantage as well here. And it is going to be now the bust. Julian Savia trying to drive his way forward, but he is going to be tackled by the captain, Jordan Olsen. Back across field now, Rudd goes back, no look pass from Ruben Love, and it's opening up the back line of Safa Moore with the offload into the hands of Papisana Patafilo, but it has been knocked down there by... That's not Sam Knock either. Both sides haven't gone with the halfbacks that they said that they were going to be going with in this situation, so I'm a bit confused. I think that halfback might be Will Grant, if I'm not wrong. So they're trying to muddle me big time here. Oh, a little bit high there from Rennie Ranger. Almost rocking the mullet at this stage by the looks of it, but high tackle on Peter Umanga Jensen. So it does mean that it is going to be a penalty opportunity for Wellington, and it seems like maybe they are going to slow this down and go for the 3 points at the stage. And we have got there, by the way, do you have the most points against the other Kiwi? Do you have the most points against the other Kiwi? The most points against the other Kiwi. I'm not too sure what you mean, Aiden. You may need to specify a little bit longer, a little bit more in that regard. I do think they should play it at smaller grounds than Sky Stadium. It doesn't look good on television. Yeah, there are a huge amount of seats that are spare at this stage. But like the game at Palmerston North, even though it was bucketing down, there were heaps of people, and ironically, they did have buckets on their head because of the fact that they do. I think it is free entry if you've got a bucket on your head for that ground. So it's one of those ones that look good, having a smaller ground, but also having a lot more people. Has he got that one? Yes, he does there. For Taranaki, once again, it's going to be kicked over from Perafeta. So they are going to be leading their match 6-0. And Ruben Love has got that kick, a lot of distance on it, but not quite able to get the accuracy. So still going to stay 14-0. So 6-0 to Taranaki early on. And they are actually are they in the championship or premiership? I think they might actually be in the championship. So this will be a huge win for Taranaki if they can upset the upcoming Hawke's Bay into that division as well. We will quickly go like this. Right, we are good. And we have got, do you lead the other Kiwi with the point system about the starting 15? Oh, says Aiden, I realize what you mean now for the All Blacks prediction. I did actually get more points. I think I got 35 compared to the 31. So I would be 1-0 up at this stage, which is good news for myself. We have also got there, what's the score for the Naki versus Hawke's Bay? That was 6. And then we have also got, are you watching the game on Sky? I am indeed. So I am watching it all. That's a nice offload from Asafa Moa and Rennie Ranger. Very close to the touchline, flirting with the line, but he has managed to offload it back on the inside now. And Northland are going to have this ball just inside of their own 22. Going to have to try and find their way out. Goodhue now running hard at James Blackwell, but he has been able to drag him down. And straight in there, Alex Fidel able to rip that ball away. No, he wasn't quite able to. Little knock on. And now it is going to be the scrum feed for Northland. But I am watching the Wellington versus Northland game on Sky Go, but I also have Sky Sport Now, which I have got set up on this one. So that is how I'm kind of doing both at once. It is a big muddle for the brain, but hopefully I will be able to keep up with the games that are happening at the same time. This is kind of what I had planned for the All Blacks versus Wallabies game originally, because the Wellington versus Northland game was actually going to be on at 7:05 at this stage, but they have changed it to the earlier game at this stage. I reckon it will be a lot more close than people are anticipating. I'll go 26-13 for the ABs, says Smithy Toiler. And also we have got my mum's cousin was playing rugby at Boys High, and I got a photo with him as well, which is pretty awesome for you. And we have Oscar rather than a 40-point blowout. And do you reckon Tasman will go or how do you reckon Tasman will go this year? They are missing a few of their good players, Tasman, but they still have a solid foundation to be able to push towards definitely one of those playoff positions. It's just who wins those ones from there. I think Average Rugby Mission Control. Yeah, it's lucky there's not 3 games on, although I don't know how I would be able to watch more of them at the same time. I'll go 26-24 for the Wallabies, says Tame. So maybe could be the case. I mean, like I mentioned, if they win at Eden Park, it is just that much more impressive because of the fact that they've got 2 home games at Eden Park for the All Blacks. So they want to make sure that they can get a big win there and really cause the upset. Last time we saw the first Bledisloe Cup match was 16-16, and that was just an intense game. I rewatched it last night, and I found that even watching it on repeat, my heart was racing for both sides because of the fact it was just that close at the end of it. And we have also got there, hey, howdy, hey, mate, how you do? As well, says Katie, and also we have got, as in Hawke's Bay, the favourites. They were in the championship, but they got promoted to the premiership this year because of the fact that they were able to get the win last season. So I think they actually came in as being the favourites for this game up against Taranaki because Taranaki finished a little bit lower into the championship, but they are actually a side coming up to the premiership. But the thing is, they've got the Ramfurly Shield, and they have been looking like a different side since claiming that up against Otago last year for the Mitre 10 Cup. They've been able to hang on to it ever since, and they've been playing the likes of, they played North Otago also. The East Coast, I think, was another game that they played, but we're finally at that scrum, and now it is going to be Northland who have had that ball ripped away. It's going to be close to the touchline, and now we're going to have a line out. So we had a few stoppages so far in this game, but it does make it a little bit easier to go between the games that we have got in there. That was playing rugby. He was playing for Canterbury. As well, says James Gordon. Also, we have got there, you reckon the Wallabies will pull a win at Eden Park? ABs haven't lost there in 30 years. As well, says Smithy Toiler, and we have got very well so much rugby on. I'm going to be up until 3 a.m. and it's 8:30 p.m. now where I live, says Katie. Yeah, it's going to be a late night. That is for sure. I'm hoping to get a little bit of sleep between the Bledisloe Cup game and also the British and Irish Lions, but then I want to wake up the next day to cover Auckland versus Canterbury and maybe Tasman versus Bay of Plenty, but that would be an early morning start. Not a good kick there for the number 9 for Northland. I believe it is Will Grant, but I could be wrong because of the fact that both sides haven't actually gone with the starting halfbacks that I thought they were going with. Penanata is not starting for Wellington, and also it is not Sam Notku is starting for it is a Northland. That's going to be claimed by Blackwell. Awkward one, but it's going to be pushed around all over the place, and because of it, Northland have claimed this one. Little knock on once again. We're having another scrum at this stage. We've also got there Tasman had a very close game with Cook Islands, so they won't be as good as they were last season as well, says Linez. Was that their strongest side, or was that the development Tasman side? Do let me know, because I think it was either Tasman under 20 or maybe the development side that played Cook Islands, if I'm not wrong, but it could be in that regard. We have also got there in the chat very well, so much rugby. And also we have got Australia could cause an upset. To be honest, I'm getting bored about the All Blacks always winning as well, says Aiden. I mean, last year they lost 2 and drew 1. So I feel like they're at their probably most vulnerable kind of coming off that season, because of the fact they lost to Argentina for the first time and also lost to Australia and drew with Australia. And Australia drew 2 games with Argentina as well. So it's one of those ones that I feel like it could go. The Rugby Championship is going to be exciting to see how it goes, that is for sure. But now the scrum feed for Wellington. They're going to claim this one just outside of the 22. It is going to be passed down the back line. Ruben Love with a quick hands to Arsaw. He has been dragged down, dropped the ball as well. It's all kinds of scrappy at the moment at Sky Stadium for this one. Protecting it nicely now, though. That is going to be going to Blackwell. Linking up now with Tame Plumtree, just shunting off people for fun. That man, he's looking for the hat-trick, but straight on the ball. 2 Northland players, and they have won the not releasing penalty there. And we have also got 22-20 or 24-22 Wallabies. Last game, just saying as well, says Tame. And also we have got in there me and Clutchy were versus another school, and we won 65-8 in basketball. That is very impressive. And also we have got tell teams to play better. And that'll be the formula of maintaining New Zealand dominance. Simple logic as well in the chat. And we have got who you got for Canterbury versus Auckland, says Tame. I'd say Auckland, because of the fact that last year Canterbury struggled a little bit. They've got a strong team. I know that people wanted to see Roger Tuivasa-Sheck get a chance, but unfortunately he didn't actually get the nod for this game because of the fact, I think the reasoning they did say was because he's still trying to adjust to rugby union once again after playing rugby league for so long. But that's going to be going to the back for Northland now. Awkward bouncing ball, but Grant is going to claim it, but he is tackled by Alex Beadle. Ball ripped away once again. No, it's going to be a penalty for Northland. So they are saying that the knee was to ground, so he wasn't allowed to strip that one. Had to release instead, and now Northland once again going to have an opportunity to kick this one for the corner. We have also got in there, Stansport in Australia is amazing. I can watch every game, says Johnny Boy. Do they actually have all of the Bunnings NPC? Because if that is the case, that is absolutely awesome that they are going to be showing these games in Australia. And we have got, it's going to be interesting where to get a base, the Rugby Championship as well, says Simon. And also we have got, do you reckon Fiji should be in the Rugby Championship, says Johnny Boy. I think they are actually looking into it for in the future. If South Africa decide to head north for the Six Nations, I think Fiji and also Japan was another team that people were saying maybe could end up joining the Rugby Championship in future. That's going to be stolen by Wellington for the line out, and now it's going to be a suffer more. We've seen him run 70 before, but he is going to be dragged down on a good tackle by Jordan Olsen. By the looks of it, they may just look to clear this one for Wellington, not risk it inside of their own 22. Definitely not with a 14-0 lead at this stage. Going to be very hard for Northland to catch them, but they need to be the next team to score. It's going to be kicked down the middle of the field. Oh, it's not taken very nicely at all. And it is going to be a knock-on from Tamati Tua. And because of it now, actually, Taranaki might have just scored a try here. They're going upstairs to see whether or not it is a try up against Hawke's Bay. So they are doing very well here, Taranaki, up against the Ramfurly Shield holders. We got Tuivasa-Sheck, let's go as well, says Tame. And also, we have got, what's the score with the Hawke's Bay? At this stage, it could be another try, or the first try of the match to Taranaki. They are just going upstairs to see whether or not it is going to be a rolling ball try. It's looking pretty good at this stage, though, but we have got another scrum feed here. Does he get it down, or did Gareth Evans keep him up? I think Gareth Evans may have done extremely well there and was able to hold him off the ground, but we will have to wait and see. We have got USA versus France soon as well, says Tame. Do you like basketball? I do enjoy watching basketball. I just haven't really had enough of a chance to follow as much of the Olympics as I'd like to. Like, I was able to do the rugby sevens, which I was very fortunate in being able to do. But other than that, like, I've really struggled to be able to watch as much Olympics as I would love to. But now it's going to be a back line here for Wellington. Oh, it's a terrible pass to Vinsaso, because it's another knock on. So at this stage now, Northland are going to be the side, and Rennie Ranger is down at the moment. Looks like he may have had a little bit of a stinger on that left arm by the looks of it. But now they are just checking this one to see whether or not Taranaki were able to score this try. No look pass from Peter Umanga Jensen, trying to link up with the rest of the back line, just not quite able to there. And Rennie Ranger is still down. So that is not good news here for Northland, as he is one of those players that in the centres, him and Scott Gregory could cut a game open if they get a chance. They are showing that the next game is going to be Otago versus Southland today I don't think I'll be able to cover that game, unfortunately, because of the fact we will be too close for the All Blacks playing the Wallabies and as Hawke's Bay in the lead yet. No, they are not. And at this stage, they are still checking whether or not it was grounding. Did Taranaki get the try, says Tame? They've checked it about 15 times. I think Gareth Evans may have done enough to hold him up, though. As well, Sandsport does show every Bunnings NPC game in Australia. That is absolutely awesome, because I know that a lot of Australians have been wanting to follow this competition, and with the likes of Sakopi Kepu now playing for Counties Manukau, there are a lot of Australians playing in this competition, which is why it's so awesome that we're going to be able to see so many games shown, not just in New Zealand, but also Australia as well. I think that's going to be no try in that game by the looks of it. They are just trying to decide. It looked like Gareth Evans did enough to be able to hold that ball off the ground, so that would mean Taranaki still going to have an... Oh, they were just about to award the try. Hang on. What's happening here? I might actually have to mute this one. They've awarded the try. I thought they held it up, but now we are going to be changing that one. So now Taranaki are going to be leading that match by possibly sitting on 13 points to nil up against Hawke's Bay, which would be very impressive indeed. We will update that scoreboard. But yeah, I thought it was going to be held up from first glance, but I guess he was able to get the ball down. So Bradley Slater scoring the first try of the match for Taranaki, and also the first try of the Bunnings NPC for those sides as well. It's quite interesting with the amount of stoppage time we have had in this game for Wellington versus Northland. They've actually had just as much for Taranaki versus Hawke's Bay. They checked that one 15 times, and they did decide that the ball was down. So now Stephen Perafeta once again getting a kick at goal while we are still waiting for this game to get back underway. But Rennie Ranger had the injury, so now it is going to be, I believe, Tomasi Alosio who will be making his way out onto the field, maybe, unless they go with Brandon Larson. But I believe they have gone with Alosio for this one. Thoughts on Manawatu versus Counties last night, says Tame? I thought it was a decent game, but I don't think there were as many tries in that one as either side would have liked. I think chasing the bonus point would have been a good idea for Manawatu with that momentum that they were building in that one, but instead they were able to get the 3, because we have seen how important bonus points can be. But overall, I felt like it was a little bit rusty, but that is also because of the fact it was absolutely pouring with rain, so you're never quite going to get that same amount of momentum. Peter Gasoakula out on the field for Taranaki, they are shown, and he has claimed that ball and straight away going to be running at the line. But Rennie Ranger off the field, and it is going to be, actually, I said the wrong name. It's Blake Hohaya. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly as well. And if the Wallabies didn't prioritise league, we would be in trouble as well, says Smithy Doyle. And also, hey, Hamish, where's George? I believe he is actually, I think he is still at his house. I think he was playing Xbox before, so I'm not too sure what his plans are for today or later on. I'm not too sure where he's watching the All Blacks versus Wallabies game, but hopefully we will be able to get him on another live stream for this weekend. And we have also got Aussie watching it through Stan Sports. And also we have got there, Drew, and a Wallabies point of view, they'll win it, as well, says Smithy Toiler. And also we have got, that was from earlier on, for Australia by 3 tonight in the chat. And Rugby Sevens women go gold, let's go. Yeah, and silver for the men as well, which was very impressive for both sides to be able to get gold, or not gold medal, sorry, but both get medals at least in the Olympics. Is pretty awesome. At this stage, another penalty to Wellington now. 20 minutes into this game, 19 minutes into the game between Hawke's Bay and Taranaki, and at this stage 13-0 to Taranaki as well. Brilliant start to the match for them, but Duplessis Karefi just getting straight on the ball. He is a dangerous man who is just outside of All Black selection, and he is captaining the Wellington Lions this year in the Bunnings NPC, and they have got a strong side. Even without TJ Perenara out there, their backline is phenomenal, which is why I think they could be possibly pushing their way towards those playoff games. They are showing another man who's in great form, Jonah Lowe for Hawke's Bay, just rolling a little bit too much on the ground, I think the call was, even though he wasn't held, I don't think, which is an interesting one. But at this stage now, it's going to be a Safa-Moore, gives it in the hands of Blackwell, bouncing out the back, but now it's going to be the bulldozer Safa-Moore, just running sideways, trying to break tackles for fun now, just outside, or just inside of the 22. And now they will have another chance. It's going to be Dominic Bird trying to shunt off the tackle. And Wellington taking all the momentum back in this game at the moment, trying to find their way over the try line for a third time in this half. We are only 21 minutes into the game as well, so there is still plenty of time for that to be able to happen. Going to be going to the left-hand side. It's going to be Alex Fidel now driving forward. Only 15 out now. Going into the hands once again of the number 9. Big run there from Duplessis Karefi. Going to be tackled now out the back line. It's going to be Julian Savia cutting on the inside. Tackled high, but tackled well by Josh Goodhue in the end, dragging him down. Going back across field now, it's going to be Vince Arso, bounce pass into the hands of Patafilo now on the outside, gives it to Uesusa with the step, and he is cutting back on the inside, trying to dodge all of the defenders, passes it now to Xavier Numia. And he is getting closer and closer to line 10 out now. 7 phases as well here for Wellington. Loose ball once again, but now it's going to be Ruben Love with a bit of a step, trying to pierce a gap up the middle. Going to be dragged down Gregory straight on the ball, and he's won the penalty for Northland. Very nicely done there by Scott Gregory. He was in form for the Highlanders throughout the later stages of their Super Rugby Trans-Tasman season, and he has saved them a try there, that is for sure, Northland. At this stage, there's been 7 penalties against Hawke's Bay in the game up against Taranaki, just too many at this stage. We have what's got in there in the chat. Rugby's getting hated on so much by league fans in Australia. League just dominates our country behind AFL, and the thing NRL is so bad to watch. Also just blowouts all the time, says Johnny Boy. Yeah, I wish that they would put a little bit more kind of emphasis, I guess you could say, on rugby union, because like the Wallabies, they were able to play a very good game up against France, but not too many people actually saw it. But this game, hopefully, we do get to see a good performance from the Wallabies, a close game as well, to really give people something to cheer about for them. That one's going to be going over from Perofeta once again. So now the score is going to be actually 16-0 to Taranaki in that game up against Hawke's Bay. They are starting this match extremely well after 20 minutes. And at this stage now, it is going to be in the hands of Northland for this match of the Bunnings NPC. We are back at Sky Stadium on one side. We are at Hawke's Bay versus Taranaki's game, the other. That's going to be a penalty to Northland now. And that is good news for them indeed. We have also got there, who's that Wellington fullback? He's a big boy as well. At this stage, Wellington fullback for this one is Wes Hooson. So I'm not sure whether or not that is who you meant for that one. But yeah, Wellington fullback is actually Wes Hooson for this one. And his pace as well. I think it could be maybe either Julian Savia or maybe Patafilo, who might be the one that you are talking about, and Go Wellington as well in the chat with the Kieran emojis. And also we have got, if Quay played, defeats the EBs at Eden Park, they'll give him citizenship as well. And that's the thing, we've actually got a video coming up, me and George, how we played the game between the All Blacks and the Wallabies on Rugby Challenge 4. And we put Quay Cooper at 10 for the Wallabies, just as a little bit of a test because of the fact he had such a high rating. This is going to be a good one here, though, for Northland now trying to drive forward just outside of the 22. It's going to be Goodhue. They've got the advantage as well here. Northland, can they fire back in this match? Rush defense there. Good tackle from Vinsasso. And he has been able to drag him down. Now they're going short side once again. Now it's looking like the backline movement. A little chip in behind. Not quite linking up. Oh, it's an awkward one. Scott Gregory knocking it on, though, but it's going back for the penalty here. It was a nice little kick behind from Reihana, but they just weren't quite able to get it going. And Hawke's Bay now, once again, going to be under pressure. 8 penalties conceded against them here so far. Not releasing was that one. And because of it, it does mean now that they are going to have another line out on the 22, Taranaki. They're looking for the corner here. Reihana points to touch and says, we are going for the 7 here. We need it. And we have also got Bro, says, Reed, welcome into the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, anyone who is watching at the moment, be sure to leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel. We are going to be covering the international fixtures that are taking place a little bit later on. The All Blacks versus the Wallabies at 7 p.m. And then also it will be the game between the British and Irish Lions taking on the Springboks for the third match of that series. And that is going to be taking place at 4 a.m. New Zealand time. So it's going to be a late night, but we are going to be covering it as well. 25 minutes in now. Going to be claimed nicely here for Northland, bouncing around a little bit though. But now they are going to be inside of the 22. I believe it was Lee. The ball bouncing out the side. Once again, Karefi trying to get straight in there and rip it away. The ball is available here for Northland now. And it is going to be Sam McNamara, sorry. That no just didn't want to roll off the tongue. They look like they're going to be using their forwards here. Northland 5 out at this stage, just trying to get a little bit closer, edging closer and closer here. It's going to be now in the hands of, it will be Te Fatakoli. I believe that was in the number 3 jersey, trying to counteract here. Wellington, it's not working out. Goodhue now around the side, getting closer. 7 phases here for Northland, and Duplessis Karefi, and also Scott Gregory having a wrestling match at this stage. And Duplessis Karefi just not too happy at the moment, that is for sure. I'm not sure whether or not there was a little bit of holding or something going on there, but both of them not too happy at all. It looks like Duplessis Karefi wants to run back out of him, or run back out at him and have another go. It's going to be the try though. And around the side, it is going to be the captain, Jordan Olsen, scoring this one for Northland, and they are now back in this game. And now at this stage, I'm going to have to update the scoreboard in the other one as well, because Perofeta once again converting. So now at this stage, Taranaki are going to be leading that match against Hawke's Bay 19-0. And at this stage, you would say maybe will be too much of a mountain to climb at this stage, though the penalties just all going against Hawke's Bay in this one by the looks of it. We will update that. Wellington sitting 14 at the moment, in Northland sitting on 7 points, starting to make the comeback here. And it could be a very exciting second half by the looks of it. But yeah, 19-0 at the moment for Hawke's Bay, struggling big time up against Taranaki. But now it is going to be Ravez Raihana who will have this kick. He has got 84%, 11 from 13 so far in his Mitre 10 / Bunnings NPC Championship record. But we have got not to mention that clubs like the Waratahs mostly choose private school kids for their juniors and don't take any much attention to the non-private school juniors. Yeah, I feel like they need to do it like New Zealand, because our first 15 competition is extremely strong, and it's just one of those ones that no matter what school it is, they seem to still be able to really put up a fight. And we've seen a lot of those players come from those competitions for the first 15. Like so Damian McKenzie's a perfect example. He was a first 15 boy, and now he is going to be starting 15 for the All Blacks, which is pretty awesome. At this stage, it is going to be a penalty to Hawke's Bay in that game, so that is pretty awesome to see that they are going to get a chance here to be able to get something going. But they are showing Rennie Ranger on the sideline. Also, Sam Knott had a cap on, so I feel like he's not playing this game, which is going to be an interesting one, but that's going to be taken by Gregory inside of the 22. He has got a long boot on the left, and he has kicked it downfield, looking for a 50-22, not able to find a Houston now. Passing it across to Ruben Love. He has got Patafilu, who has decided that he is going to be chasing this high boot from Love here, and it's going to be taken nicely by Jordan Highland. He is going to be under a huge amount of pressure from Wellington. I believe it would have been Whitman who did have him under pressure there of taking the kick. Now Karefi making the tackle on the Northland number 8. It's going to be now Goodhue driving forward, bouncing out of the tackle with Alex Feeder, but he's straight on the ball, not able to get it though. Going short side, Gregory with the grubber here, looking for the 50-22, but it isn't quite going to work out. We saw 2 of them in the game between Kantes Manukau and Manawatu. None of them so far in this game. Oh, that's a shocker there for Raihana. Unfortunately, trying to take the ball, ends up putting it into touch accidentally off the bounce, or just ended up bouncing out of his hands, I should say. So now it's going to be Wellington who will have this line out here. Tried to take it, but yeah, just ended up smacking him in the face, unfortunately. Bounced off the hands into the face, into touch. And now it will be Wellington's opportunity. We have what's got there. There's a ton of issues with rugby in Australia, says Johnny Boyd, and also Northland in the chat from Katie Dixon. And hey, Hamish, are you going to stream Tasman and the mighty Bay of Plenty game? I want to. I very much want to. It's just a case of whether or not I will be too tired to after the British and Irish Lions, because that one's going to be finishing at about 6 a.m. New Zealand time. So in that case, I will be probably going to bed either straight after, or I will be doing a short review, kind of fitting it in for about 15 minutes after that game. So I will be getting to sleep at maybe around 7 a.m., which then from there, hopefully I will be able to get up to do that game. But it may end up, if I don't get too much sleep between the New Zealand versus Australia game and the British and Irish Lions, I may end up being completely shattered at that point. But I will try my best. I am hoping to at least get up for the Auckland versus Canterbury game at worst. But yeah, hopefully I will be able to fit in that Bay of Plenty versus Tasman as well, because that one should be a good one as well. But at this stage, like you mentioned there, what the hell is going on with Hawke's Bay? They are just struggling, unfortunately. Like I mentioned, they got promoted recently to the Premiership. At this stage, they are the defending Ranfurly Shield champions. Luckily, it is an away game for them at this stage. They've got the advantage now, Hawke's Bay, and they are on attack. But now Wellington also going to be on attack. It's going to be Vinsasso. Gives it now to Peter Umaga. Jensen offloads it now to Julian Savia, the bus, who is trying to drive forward. They have still got this one just outside of the 22, 30 minutes into this game. And at this stage now, Vinsasso not giving the best pass to Blackwell. Now it's going to be a loose ball. Oh, he would have been gone there. The number 11 to Matitua. But unfortunately, did end up in the situation of an offside penalty. So now Wellington once again might consider either taking the quick tap. No, they are going to be kicking for the corner here, Ruben Love. They want to get that bonus point, and they know that that could be crucial for them. Ewan in the chat has said hello as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. I do appreciate you guys all being here. Of course, we have got a lot of big games happening later on tonight, but I wanted to warm up the vocal cords and also just end up having a wee chat with you guys while we are talking about these games. But at this stage here, Hawke's Bay going to have to once again kick for the corner in their match because they need points. They are 10 metres out, turning down the easy 3. But as you can see down the bottom, 19-0. That's not a good throw from Wellington, but it's actually going to bounce up nicely for them until they knocked it on. And now it's going to be Scott Gregory, only a metre out from his line. He's actually run back into his in goal now. And because of it, it does mean that it is going to be a little knock on against Northland. So now at this stage, going into halftime, if Northland can score one more try and make it 14-all, that could be a very exciting contest in the second half. But at this stage here, Scott Gregory taking that ball only a couple metres out from his line, had the advantage as well. Just ended up running it back, and now it's going to be a 5-metre scrum for Northland just out from their own line. We've got Escaroy in the chat as they go Northland as well. And yeah, at this stage, they're one of those sides. I don't think they're going to be out of this match until it's over, because we saw, I think it was the game between Northland and Auckland, that Northland all but like by a couple points at the end, a late try for Auckland, did end up costing them the game, but they were right in that one last year. And I feel like they're one of those sides that if they put a couple good performances together, they could easily find their way towards going to those playoff games. But now it's going to be the scrum win for them. He's going to be going off the back there. The number 9 kicks it into touch, not too many meters on that one. And it's only going to be 15 meters out now, and Wellington will have the line out throw. We have also got there, come on, Tanafaz as well. There's Lewis, and also we have got the, that's all good, bro. The Modi Bay should take care of business as well, says David. I believe they are the underdogs in that game. But yeah, they have got a very talented ball. Oh, that was very flat from Wes Houston. What an offload. That is out the back, and it's going to be Julian Savia. No, it was called back for the full pass. Thought it was at the time. A little bit forward. Duplessis Karefi trying to say that it was back, but we are surely going to get to see a replay here. But it was Peter Umanga Jensen, I believe, who did this pass originally. Peter Umanga Jensen. No, it was Vinsaso. Flat pass to Wes Houston. And I think because of it, it was going to be called forward. It would have been a nice try for them in that one. And we have got all the best DJP as well, says Kitione. And that's the thing. They didn't actually start him. He is in the starting lineup on paper, but they decided against it. So they have instead gone with Richard Judd, I believe, on debut. So Perenara may be coming off the bench, but it's interesting because of the fact that they also didn't go with the starting halfback for Northland. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe they saw that TJ Perenara wasn't playing and decided to go the other way. Oh, okay, the Northland players knocked the ball out of the hands of the Wellingtonian there. So I think they're trying to decide what's happening because of the fact that Julian Savia didn't actually put that ball down. He stopped when he heard the whistle, which I think in that regard, they are going to be having the scrum feed for Northland here for the original 4 pass. And we have got, is Perenara gone to the ABs, says Tame. Oh, tell you what, I'm not sure. I haven't seen him on the sideline yet, though. Imagine that. Imagine there's a late injury to Brad Weber and Perenara's just flown his way to Auckland, ready for that game. I don't know whether they would do it such late notice. Maybe they'd go with Finley Christie, who was already kind of in that Auckland region, unless, of course, he's training with Tasman, which then would mean that he's not. So who knows? Maybe Perenara might make a possible appearance for the All Blacks, but we will have to wait and see. Hopefully they show the bench that they have gone with here, Wellington, so that we can see him. In fact, I might be able to look it up at halftime to see exactly who it is going to be. But at this stage now, Scott Gregory, once again, 5 meters out from his line, kicking this one downfield on the left. It's going to be finding touch nicely as well. Awkward bounce, which means there is no opportunity for the quick take. And that is going to be a try to Hawke's Bay in the game between Hawke's Bay and also against Taranaki, and it was actually Lincoln McClutchy who was able to pick up the try. So now he has an opportunity to convert it as well, I should say. But Hawke's Bay going to be right back in that match up against Taranaki, but they are going to need another one. That is for sure, because of the fact they are well and truly down by a few points. But now it's going to be Wellington with the ball just inside of the half of Northland. Peter Umanga Jensen piercing the gap. He's got the man on the outside now. He uses some quick hands out to Patafilo down the wing. Offload on the inside to Wes Houston. And he is going to be only 5 meters out now. Going back across Bellis into the hands of Dane Plumtree. He's already picked up 2. Not quite able to get over the line though. The halfback wanted quick ball. Not quite able to get it. Ruben Love now out the back line. Is it going to be the bus on the wing? No, he passes it one more. And Peter Umanga Jensen is the man who is able to score it for Wellington. We will update our scoreboard once again. Good try for Wellington there, just using the back line. And at this stage, the score lines are going to be identical between the two different teams that are playing around the country. I believe this game is being played at Taranaki. No, it's not, because unfortunately Lincoln McClutchy missed that one. So it is only going to be 5 points to Hawke's Bay at this stage in their game up against Taranaki. But that was just a nice backline movement. In the end, it was Peter Umanga Jensen, then went to Vince Aso, out to Patafilo. And the impressive part of that move was the fact that then from there, making that pass, Peter Umanga Jensen, he ran all the way out to the other wing and was able to score the try. So talking about support play there, well done to Peter Umanga Jensen, and because of it now, they have rewarded themselves with a few more points. We have got Immortals in the chat. Yo, I hope the All Blacks come through and spank the Aussies in the chat from Immortal and Puff for tonight and tomorrow morning, says Marco Vonapolbea as well, and Yuda Lee as well, says Lewis, and also Finley Christie injured. He'll be on tonight as well, says Tame. And we have got in the chat as well. We're going to find out soon enough, says Katie Dixon. And also AB's Type 5, AB's Type 5 are getting on age-wise, all in their 30s. What's 2023 going to look like? That is a good question. And yeah, I'm not too sure. It's going to be interesting to see how many of those young players, because that is another stat that I'm going to be mentioning in my actual live stream, is the fact that the 3 players who made their debut up against the Australians last year for the Bledisloe Cup, Hoskins the Tutu, it was Caleb Clark and also Tupo Va'ai. None of them are actually playing in this game. So it's quite an interesting one. Of course, Cable Clark with the sevens. Hoskins Tutu playing for Counties Manukau last night, and also Tupavai, I think, is playing for Waikato, maybe, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong in that regard, though. But now it's going to be kicked off by Wellington once again. 36 minutes into this game. And at this stage now, that is going to be a big hit. And it means good pressure from Tamati Tua. And now it does mean that Northland are going to have another line-out opportunity, about 35 out from the Wellington line. We have got try in the chat from it is Katie, and I also go TJ says Tim. Unfortunately, he was supposed to be starting this match, TJ Perenara, but they started instead the replacement number 9, Richard Judd. So I'm confused at where he is. I assume he is on the bench for this one. But yeah, it's pretty interesting that they haven't actually started him when they said that they would be going to. And now it's going to be in the hands of Wellington. I will read the chat in a very short moment, but once again, it's going to be Wellington with a good attack. Evans Sasso kicking it downfield. Going to be an awkward bouncing one here for Jordan Highland under a huge amount of pressure from Aso, and also Patafilo now getting driven back towards his own line, only a couple meters short. But they have been able to protect that ball there, Northland. Huge amount of pressure on them now. They are going to just be trying to drive their way. Oh, they've got to be forced back into their in goal. Are they? No, they're just going to be a meter short. No, it's not. It is now going to be. What's happened here? I think it is going to be a 5-meter tap here. 5-meter penalty here for Wellington, and a suffer more going to be rolled sideways. That was a confusing little bit of play, but now that's not going to be confusing. It is a try to Wellington, and it is going to be Alex Fidel who was able to score it there, and he has done extremely well there. And Wellington now once again going to be extending that lead, and that is the first bonus point that we have seen of the Bunnings NPC so far. So very nicely done by him indeed. So it was a penalty to Wellington, only a meter short of the Northland line. A suffer more went back to the 5-meter line, tapped it, and then from there drove towards the line. Alex Fidel finishing it off, and it is the 4th try of the match now. And at this stage, there are 5 minutes left in the Hawke's Bay versus Taranaki game, and in this one, we have got a total of 2 minutes left for this one. We have got Caleb Ponga won't make it as well, says Immortals, and also we have got in there, that's why they need to play Amoa and Ethan Nagarut, says Immortals, and also how much minutes left for each half. We have got 5 for this one and 2 for Wellington versus Northland as well. And we have got, if he got hit by a prop, his legs snap as well, says Immortals, and also we have got in there, in the chat, Amor Samasoni, the Brute, need game time ASAP. And do you think they're still, or do you think Hawke's Bay will come back in the second half, Hamish? I'll tell you what, they're looking decent on attack at the moment, Hawke's Bay, late in this first half. And one more try before halftime really gives them a good opportunity. Ruben Love, very good with the boot today, and that now makes the score 28 to Wellington and 7 to Northland. And at this one, it's going to be a penalty straight out in front for Hawke's Bay as well. So they have got that option of possibly going for the corner once again. Penalties conceded now. It was 8-1 to Hawke's Bay in terms of how many penalties they are given away, but now it is going to be a total of 9 for Hawke's Bay and 7 for Taranaki. So really going the other way now, swinging the momentum. But now at this stage, 1 minute left in this first half. The bonus point already going to Wellington. Beautifully taken there by Alex Fidel, gliding through the air like he was not a prop. But now it's going to be Dominic Bird, extremely close to the touchline. 50 meters out now from the Northland line. They're all loving the chance of being able to score another try before we get to halftime here. Wellington is going to be fired back once again. Ruben Love on the outside gives it to Huisin. Gives it to Karefi now, close to the touchline, but he has been able to be dragged down by the replacement. Number 23, he has come on the field for Rennie Ranger. Unfortunately, the injury to that man early on in the season is not what Northland would have liked to see. Now it's going to be Xavier Numi around the side of the ruck here. They're up to 6 phases. Vinsasso now gives it to Bird on the outside. Tries to link up with Asafa Moore, goes himself. And he has been dragged down once again. Short side here. Going to be Pito Umaga Jensen. Quick hands from Ruben Love. Almost able to link up on the outside. But he does end up putting that ball down. And at this stage now, it is going to be the siren sounding. Alex Fidel running straight at it was Tiwata Koli. But he has been dragged down now. That is going to be now Will Wellington go for one more attack. It looks like the ball. It's a beautiful ball here to James Blackwell. Quick hands to Numia, but he was tackled there. And it is going to be a knock-on advantage. And that is going to be halftime in this game between Wellington and Northland. We still have 3 minutes left of the other game between Taranaki and Hawke's Bay. So we will add halftime to this one. And we will quickly go to that other game as well so we can cover the final moments of that one. But 28 points to Wellington in this one, 7 to Northland. So not the start to this match that Northland would have been after, but it's one of those ones that the Wellingtonian side is extremely strong in this match. And because of it, they have been able to reward themselves with 4 tries and the bonus point early on. But Taranaki at this stage have given away another penalty by the looks of it. So it's going to be one of those ones they're going to have to be careful not to go to the bin. A little kicking behind from it was in the end McClutchy who wasn't quite able to get it right. We have got, do you think Nicky gets the W over Hawks? Says Tame, I think if they can stop them from scoring a try at the end of this first half, I think it's pretty likely. But if Hawke's Bay can score one more, they will only be probably around 7 points behind going into halftime. So it's one of those ones that they could easily make it up, definitely because of the fact that the last 7 of the last 8 penalties, I believe, have gone against Taranaki. But at this stage, it looks like they're going to be going for that rolling ball once again. But the try scored in this match so far, 4 in total for Wellington, 2 for Tame Plumtree. Also, it was Peter Umanga Jensen. And then the other try scorer was... Who was the other try scorer? I feel like I missed one there. Oh, it was actually Alex Fidel, the last try of the half. I was confused for a second, thought I missed one, but then also the try for Northland was scored by their number 10, which was Rehana. But he wasn't quite able to convert his own try. No, sorry, it was Jordan Olsen. I'm having a shock because it was the number 10 for Hawke's Bay who was able to score their try. I'm confusing myself big time. But yeah, it was Jordan Olsen who was able to score the try. At the moment, it's going to be a rolling ball for Hawke's Bay. That's going to be try time once again for them. And because of it now, they are back in this match. And it's going to be an interesting one. That second half in that game could be a very close one. A little bit closer than this one by the looks of it. But we will write halftime as well for the other live matches there. Yeah, at this stage, it looks like it's going to be a high-scoring one for Wellington. Also, Northland, if they can get a try here, was Devon Flanders, who was able to pick up the try. Of course, he plays for the Hurricanes throughout Super Rugby. Very close indeed to being able to get, I think, maybe a second one in this match could be on the cards for him. And we have also got, how could I forget Samasoni? He's a bloody unit. How he played for the Chiefs this year. He just tanks through everyone, ran through 3 Fijians in one run. Tell you what, his debut was absolutely awesome for him to be able to get 2 tries in that one. And I feel like it really made it so that if any of these guys get injured, whether it's Cody Taylor, Dane Coles, or anyone like that, or if Dane Coles decides to retire, Samasoni Takiaho's got to be right there, ready for an opportunity. And we also got there, Samasoni is like another Marks LCD type, hardball carrier, solid in the tackle, 115 kg range, just needs to sort out his ball throwing. Yeah, that is one aspect of his game that he does unfortunately lack a little bit of, in terms of those straight lineouts. But once he gets that well and truly under control, it seems like he's got the power and the strength to be able to just run through anyone who is in front of him. And that is one of those things. The new generation of hookers for New Zealand seem to be like the Safa Moa, also Samasoni Takiaho. They just still run hard at the line and just break tackles. And it's one of those ones that is very hard to stop them. But Ruben Love at the moment, 4 from 4 into this one, but they're just showing the replays of the tries. The first one was for Plumtree in the 3rd minute. Vince Sasso, wide ball out to Plumtree, was able to score it in the corner, and then wasn't too long until that man got a second. Then from there, they went short side, and it was a very nice run from Ruff. Went on the inside to Plumtree, and that man has got some good pace when he does need to use it as well. Got the power as well, puts the ball down, and scores his second one of the match. Then it was the try for Jordan Olsen, getting close to the line. Northland trying to counter back, but unfortunately for them, maybe just going to have to make up a few too many points. But Olsen around the side of the ruck was able to score the 3rd try for Northland in this one. Then it was Peter Umanga Jensen with a brilliant run. Vince Arso linking up with Patafilo on the outside, only 15 meters out or 5 meters out there. And then from there, just a backline movement. And like I mentioned at the time, Peter Umanga Jensen covered a huge amount of ground to be able to be in support for this one. And in the end now, then the last try of the half for Safamoa, taking the quick tap 5 meters out, and then round the side, Alex Fidel able to score the try as well. We have also got there Tupavai is only 21. He's going to be around for a long time, says Immortals. Yeah, he has got a bright future for him in that All Blacks jersey as well. And we have got there dual wielding the rugby games. It's one of those ones. I'm not used to having to watch 2 games at once, but I feel like it's kind of fun because of the fact that, other than the fact that I'm mucking up my names a little bit in terms of me not being able to remember who scored what tries. But overall, I've had a lot of fun doing it. And it's also one of those ones that could become a little bit of a regular occurrence because of the fact they want to put all of these games at the same time. Unfortunately, I think it's 2 a week that they do actually have that are going to be overlapping, which is a bit of a shame, but we are going to be covering as many of them as we can. We have got what up from Henry Samuel. Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is good to see you once again for these live streams. How do you join the YouTube group? I assume that is the channel membership. So pretty much, unfortunately, there is a charge for the channel memberships. I don't think there was any way to do it without a charge, but pretty much it is a $5 a month charge, and you get access to all of those emojis and everything that you do see the likes of Marco Vonapolabear, Katie Dixon, and everyone using in the chat. And you also get access to a badge, which then allows you to be able to be recognized in the chat a little bit better. But at this stage, that is the link to be able to become a channel member if you are interested, Henry Samuel. But yeah, like I mentioned, it is a $5 New Zealand dollar charge per month. Unfortunately, and we have got there 4.35k subs. Me brother, I love watching your channel grow. Guys, let's get it to a 10k would be impressive, that is for sure. But tell you what, the way we are going at the moment, maybe it will be possible. We will have to wait and see. But yeah, I think my goal of 5,000 by the end of the year may be a little bit too low in that regard. And we are just going to keep on pushing. And it's a little bit of a special occasion, but I will mention why in the next live stream that we are going to be doing. We're going to be doing a bit of a special one for that first game of the Bledisloe Cup this year. We have also got how many new subs do you reckon you will make tonight and tomorrow morning? Seeing they're both big games. Says Marco Vonopolo Bear. I mean, it's one of those ones. I'm always happy if we go up one. I'm like the way that we've grown so far up to this point. I've always been like absolutely amazed with the amount of support that we've had. But I would say, like, ideally, if we went up, I mean, 100 between them would be absolutely incredible. But I feel like depending on the viewers, it could have the potential to go even higher than that, which will be just absolutely incredible. We might be able to push towards 4,500 by the end of the wait a minute, how many are we on at the moment? We're actually on a bit more than I remember. Possibly we're actually on, so 150 would get us to 4,500. So that could be the goal by the end of tonight. We've got tonight's looking solid. Go the ABs as well, says Tesla. Yeah, going to be a good match indeed between the two sides playing in the Bledisloe. The first match as well last year was 16-all. So I feel like that's why this one is going to be so much better as well. And we have got Tupava could become another Mara Itoje. He's athletic, has long limbs, and is deceivingly strong, from Marco Vonopolo. Yeah, he is a very talented player, Tupavai. And that's the thing, like someone mentioned, he's only 21, so give him like 3 years towards that World Cup. He is going to be one of those guys, 2 years now for the World Cup. It is flying by these years at the moment, but I feel like he's one of those players who could easily find his way in that squad, if not and maybe the starting lineup, depending on whether or not Whitelock and Retallick are still around for that one. I can't join as well, says Henry Samuel. That is all right, mate. It is not any way compulsory on the channel. It is just pretty much a little bit of an extra bonus for you guys who do want the access to the emojis and everything like that. We will also have member-only live streams coming up soon, but yeah, it is all right. We do still appreciate every single one of you for being here for these live streams. It is absolutely incredible, the support that we get. I don't want to get in trouble. That is no worries, Henry. Don't risk it at all. It is completely fine. Don't worry about it. Let's go. I'm playing FIFA 18 career mode or goalkeeper career mode, playing for England in the FIFA World Cup. Tell you what, goalkeeper career mode, I feel like I was never very good at because I tried to predict what way they go and they just kick it the other way and let in a goal. So I'd always end up being the one who would let everyone down in the team. Unfortunately, I could crack a few hundred new subs. I reckon, bruh, 4.8k subs after the Lions game tomorrow, says Marco Vonopolo. That would be absolutely incredible. But that is one thing as well. I feel like even though these live streams for the Bunnings NPC won't have as many people looking at them, I still want to do as many of the games as I can because it's all about, like, pretty much because of the fact I only started watching rugby a little while ago, like maybe a year and a half. I think this is all for me just about learning as much as I can in a short period of time. So I'm going to be watching all of these games, as many of them as I can, and also just gives me a better chance of being able to chat to you guys, because at the end of the day, if there are less of you guys watching, it also means we have a little bit more interaction for like individual people, which I think is just awesome for this channel. And we have also got there, I'm good, Katie, how are you, from Tesla, and also we have got there, Hamish, wouldn't be able to check Google Drive sometime as well. I will have a quick look now, Isaac, while we are waiting for those guys to run back out on the field, but I do appreciate what you are doing at this stage. Oh, I do like it. I do like it. Have you, oh no, you wouldn't have been able to test it, would you, for the amount of size, but I do actually like the design there. So maybe, yeah, I think that is good. Thank you very much, Isaac. I won't mention what it is, even though I may have just mentioned it. I'm not sure whether I said it or not, but it is a secret that we are going to be bringing out for the Bledisloe Cup match very soon. And we have got Kieran's in the chat from Tesla, and also already 79 rating. So that is very impressive indeed. And score prediction for everyone tonight, says Tesla. Oh, it's a tough one. I think the All Blacks are going to win it, but I think it could be a little bit closer than people anticipate. But it's going to be one of those ones. I think maybe 10 to 15 for the All Blacks, but that still sounds like it's a little bit high perhaps. But also British and Irish Lions, I think it's going to be 10 to 15 to the Springboks as well. That seems to be my number at the moment. Bonfires in the chat from Isaac as well. And I'm versus Brazil in the group stage. So hopefully it does work out for you as well, mate. And we always got there. Hey, mate, from it is Katie to Isaac. And also we have got in the chat. It is going to be let's crack 5K. Aim high, me brother, let's go as well, says Marco Vonopolio. Maybe we will be able to do it. That would be pretty awesome. But at this stage now, it is going to be Wellington claiming that kickoff, currently leading 28 points to 7. The second half getting back underway. Taranaki versus Hawke's Bay. We are also going to be keeping you guys informed about that game. That is still about a minute or two away from getting back underway, but it's going to be taken nicely by Jordan Highland. But he is nailed in the tackle there by Duplessis Karefi. Going across now into the hands of Kore Te Watakoli. And he is going to be driving for 40 metres out now from their own line here, Northland. If they want any chance of winning this game, they need to strike early. Beautiful white ball. Scott Gregory having to control it. Does a little bit of a touch forward as well. Scott Gregory, another one off the boot. And he has done about 4 kicks forward, still kicking it forward. Scott Gregory. And now it's going to be in the... He's kicking it forward. What a try. This could be if he can get it. No, it's going to be Tame Plumtree ruining it for Northland. That would have been absolutely incredible. They just kicked the ball about 70 metres forward here. Scott Gregory doing 2 touches of the ball with his boot. Then from there, kicking it forward once again. And then kicking it forward once again with a little chip. Then another kick forward. Then from the number 8, kicking it forward there, Sam McNamara. Tell you what, that was lucky Tame Plumtree was able to get close enough to that ball, or else it could have been a try there. And it would have been one of the strangest tries I think you'd see, purely because of the fact that it was all off the boot. So we have also got in there, screw Sam Kane, Luke Jacobson is too good to have on the bench, not playing, but Artie Savia 7 and Jacobson 8 when Sam Kane comes back as well, says Immortals. Yeah, I quite like to see Savia transition to that 7 role. But of course, if they do decide, I assume they aren't going to make him go back into... I don't think they would put Sam Kane back as captain, surely. They would decide to leave Whitelock there, which does open up that opportunity of him not starting. So maybe that will be the case. But yeah, Jacobson's in some insane form at the moment. And we have Oscar Ascarin bringing his missus over as well, says Marco. And no, he is not. I don't believe so. I feel like it's one of those ones, if I search for a giant inflatable doll, people will look at me funny. And I don't know. It's going to be... I don't know what giant inflatables you can get that don't look provocative. But I guess Kieran with the All Blacks kit on. Maybe I need to find one that has a Wallabies one as well. We have got voice crack. I think it is because of the fact that my voice at this stage, it is struggling a little bit because of the fact that, it's one of those ones. I did the live stream last night and I got very excited during that game between Counties Manukau and also Manawatu. But at this stage, versus Northland since 2010, if the Wellington Lions are leading at halftime, they have a 100% win record. So that is a pretty interesting stat. And they are winning by 21. And tell you what, here, Hawke's Bay actually have a bit of a line break here. And that is a beautiful white ball. They decided to pick it up rather than kicking that one downfield. And we have got there, where's the tangled mic as well? It is down there on the ground. But I did end up, I found this headset. And Isaac will remember this one. We used to play The Forest on PC with it. And it's one of those ones, I actually realized that this has the ability, my PC, to be able to have the headphone jack and also the microphone jack. I didn't realize it earlier. So because of it, it does mean that I do have the option of using this headset. And also I can have it almost as loud as I like. And you guys can't actually hear the game, which does help me out as well in terms of learning some of these new names that I don't know too much about. And we have got in there Akira Pups and Jacobson / Savia at number 8, says Marco Vonopolo. And also we have got Why Do You Have New Headphones as well. They aren't actually new. They are ones that I've had for about 3 years, just have never used. But now it's going to be Pitu Umaga. Jensen with a good run downfield. He has had a very good game so far, but he is going to be dragged down by his opposite number, Gregory. Going to the short side now once again. It's going to be Tame Plumtree. He wants to pick himself up a hat-trick. Has almost deserved it as well, the way that he's been playing on this one. Blackwell trying to do the quick pass to Karefi. He's been able to take it nicely. Had his collar scragged there a little bit. And that one now it's going to be Xavier Numia. Beautiful spin there, but he is going to be dragged down by Kore Te Watakoli. Now going back once again, it's going to be Aso. The little kick in behind now for Wellington. It is going to go into touch, though. So now it's going to be Northland with the line-out throw on their own 22. We have got. I'm so looking forward to tonight's game. I've learned over the years to never underestimate the Wallabies. Yeah, the fact that the last game for the Bledisloe Cup, the first game I should say was 16-16, and the last game that the All Blacks played up against the All Blacks, they actually won as well. So it's one of those ones, who knows, maybe we could have it upset at Eden Park, but more than likely at this stage, I believe, because it is Eden Park, not losing at Eden Park for a very long time. They haven't lost since I was born at Eden Park. I wasn't born in Eden Park, though, I should clarify, just since I was born in general. But that'd be an impressive story, wouldn't it? If you were born inside of the ground of Eden Park Stadium, but now it is going to be a penalty to Wellington. 45 minutes into this game at this stage, and we have also got there in the chat, hope our dono was spent, or I hope our dono was spent on that mic, not by Impus, Denise, and Chief. As I said, Marco von a polar bear. I mean, since I already own the headset, I can guarantee you, though, there have been a couple other purchases for the channel that have been from those donations. The likes of our live streaming software, so that we can stream in 1080p, and also just paying for the in general kind of Sky subscription and everything like that. But that's going to be a good run there. Volpito Manga Jensen just running straight into the ref. 5 meters out now. Duplessis Karefi going to be driving forward. Can he get there? No, not quite. I will do now. And it is going to be Wellington once again on hot attack. It's going to be Alex Fidel maybe trying to pick himself up a hat trick as well. But first he's got to get over the line here. He's got a big man on him. And at this stage, the ball has come back. It's going to be Duplessis Karefi. Quick hands to the bus now, driving forward. He's close to the line, a metre short here for Wellington. And all they need to do is get this ball around the side. It's been hung on to. And it is going to be double rolling is the call. So they are going back for the penalty. 5 minutes out. Oh, bit of push and shove. And it's going to be the halfback there, Grant, trying to push Duplessis Karefi. I don't know whether that's a good idea. And there is still a bit of push and shove going on. But yeah, all of the profits or the money that we have made from the channel so far, we have been putting straight back into it. And it is kind of awesome because of the fact that like we're slowly building a decent setup in regards to, I also bought another ring light. It is over there at the moment. We've currently got this little one. I'm not sure whether you guys can see that. I assume you can if it's in front of my face because of the fact I can't actually see myself at the moment because I have got Hawke's Bay versus Taranaki. But yeah, we have got another ring light to try and brighten it up a little bit, which seems ironic because it is quite dark in here at the moment because they haven't got that other one up and running yet, but they were very close to the line there for Julian Savia to be able to score another try for Wellington. It's all about building the points differential at the stage. They've already got the bonus point 5 meters out now. It's going to be a scrum as well, and we have got in there as well Absolutely Bro and the Kieran emoji as well, and we have got there. It'll be good to watch the Wobs become good again. I wish our Aussie brethren much success tonight as well, says Marco Vonopolwe. And also we have got in the chat, yes, Papali is also a player you can't leave out. Jacobson isn't that big, but he is strong. Sam Kane is getting old. We need to move forward and start building a younger team, says Immortals. Yeah, that's the thing. Luke Jacobson, for me, I was kind of surprised he didn't start, but that is because I thought Savia was going to be playing 7 with Papali recently returning from injury, because I thought originally all of the players, tell you what, we might have come back to that because now Julian Savia once again going to be driving at the line 5 meters out here for Wellington. Duplessis Karefi taking big contact there, but he is going to be dragged down straight on the ball as well, but it's going to be the advantage, unfortunately. Here, tell you what, halfback nailed in the tackle. It's going to be a bit of a push and a shove here and possibly a yellow card here for one of the Northland players. But pretty much, I thought because of the fact he was returning from injury, it was going to be like a more how he had to play a game of the Bunnings NPC first. But instead, they decided to start him, and that is why I think Jacobson is going to be off the bench, because of the fact, like, I feel like you can't leave Adi Savia out of that starting lineup just with that dangerous presence. But yeah, Jacobson off the bench. Oh, I'm excited to see what he can do late in a game. It's going to be interesting to see who they take off for him, though. Maybe they move Savia to 7 and give Jacobson a go at 8. I think might be the most likely combination, because of the fact that Papali coming back from a calf injury, you don't want to risk it too much. In that regard, we have also got big save by me as well, says Henry Samuel. And also we have got in the chat Numia Asafo and Fidel Young, Wellington Bulls as well. Yes, that's the thing. Wellington's side is very good in this matchup. I am going to put them up on the screen. I have got that ability. There we go. You can't see the front row, but they are the 3 that we just mentioned, which was Xavier Numia. Also, it is going to be a Safa-Moore and Alex Fidel. But you look through that, that is pretty much the Hurricanes for their lineup. TJ Perenara not starting this match, though, which is interesting. Some people may be speculating he could be flying his way up to Auckland to play for the All Blacks, but we'll have to wait and see. Quick tap taken there with the penalty. Duplessis Karefi now driving forward at the line. And once again, Wellington just pouring on the pressure, and it's a hat-trick for Tame Plumtree. Take a bow, because of the fact that he is going to be able to say the first game of the Bunnings NPC, he was able to pick himself up a hat trick. And he's just looked like one of the most dangerous forwards out on the field. And that's the thing. He is one of those guys. I think he had a debut for the Blues, if I'm not wrong, throughout the Super Rugby competition. But now, anytime he's at the ball, he's just got the power and the pace. Quick hands from Blackwell as well, which we do need to give him credit for. And then now it is another try for Wellington in this matchup. We have got, bro, you're such a natural at this age. Wouldn't be surprised if you do get picked up by a TV sports thing. Maybe you could pursue that career-wise, bro. You're talented as well, says Marco Vonopolve. Do appreciate that a lot, Marco. And you have been here since the start as well. Well, I guess I could call you Johnny at this stage. But yeah, you've been here since the start, and I feel like you're going to love the little bit. We've almost got, I guess you could call it a celebration for the All Blacks versus Wallabies game. And I'm not going to spoil it too much, but there's going to be a special emoji for it And also we are going to be in that situation of maybe even suited up for that one. But at this stage, 49 minutes through this game between Wellington and Northland. And at this stage, Taranaki versus Hawke's Bay, it is still going to be 19 points to the 12 after 48 minutes. And Taranaki going to be on hot attack once again. About 10 minutes out, going to be Ruben Love. He has been 100% today. He's going to keep 100% as well because that one has gone over 35 points to Wellington and 7 to Northland now. And we have got, where's big Julian Savia as well. Says, I assume that is, where's big Julian Savia from Emery. And at this stage, he's been close to the line a couple times, only a metre short of being able to score. But he hasn't been able to score in this match yet. Tame Plumtree, 3 tries so far. Also, the try for Peter Umaga Jensen and Alex Fidel. But yeah, Julian Savia, Wes Hooson, also to have Patafilo, who played very well for the Hurricanes when he made his debut. Peter Umaga Jensen and Uso in your back line. That is strong for Wellington, and I feel like they're well and truly not just going to be able to push their way towards those playoff games, but maybe be able to finish one of those top positions. We have got Adi Savi at 14. There's no way you're being serious as well, says Immortals. Tell you what, does it actually have, I think it actually does have an A. Yes, it does. It's supposed to be Julian, but my app that I do use for these decided that it is going to be Julian Savia. So it's not Adi Savia out there. So I realized now that that's where Julian Savia is. But yeah, he is out on the wing. I'm not sure why they have got A Savia. His brother Julian Savia should have been on the wing. I believe he is for this match, Julian Savia. But for some reason, that app that I use for my lineups, I kind of just end up going on it and getting the lineup straight from it. And unfortunately, they've decided Adi Savia starting on the wing for this one. That's his brother as well, says Immortals, and deserves the hat trick as well, says Johnny Boy. He does indeed. Very good game for him. But yeah, that Adi Savia, it is a glitch from the providers of my lineups, unfortunately, because I don't actually have the ability to edit names in it. And unfortunately, there aren't been here since 20 subs. My brother, support the cause as well. You have indeed. I feel like you are even some of you other guys in the chat, the likes of Henry Samuel's also been here since very early, but I think Johnny Blaze, you may be the longest running member of the Kiwi Lads subscriber base, which is absolutely awesome. You've probably seen, I haven't even watched that one back, but maybe we could do a video throughout the week of watching back that live stream of the very first live stream that we did for the International Rugby. It could be pretty cool to do, but that is going to be a big push from Northland. And because of it now, in the scrum, they are going to be winning that penalty there. Bit of push and shove out on the field at the moment. Duplessis, Karefi, and Grant just squaring up a little bit. And he's all talk at the moment, the halfback. And of course, that is one thing that halfbacks love to do, and that is a bit of chatter. Duplessis, Karefi getting right in his face. Those two are going to be throwing hands in a short moment. Dane Cole's place for 14 as well. Says Immortals, he does indeed out on the wing, that man. His arm man to stop. Same with Asafo Moore. If he was out there, he would be absolutely fine. I mean, Artie did play sevens. He wouldn't do a bad job at the wing. Yeah, a lot of these guys, they have a lot of pace, and power as well, which makes them extremely hard to stop no matter where they play on the field. And Lowell says Emery as well. But at this stage, 35-7 in this game between Wellington and Northland, and the game between Taranaki and Hawke's Bay at the moment. They're getting very close to the line here, Taranaki. So possibly going to be able to extend that lead. They've got the advantage, only 1 metre short, while we are just waiting for a bit of the talk between Karefi and also Grant to be finished. But now it's going to be a line out for Northland inside of the 22. Taranaki, once again, like I mentioned, they're going to be on hot attack at the moment. But now it is going to be Northland who have claimed that line out, and they're going for the rolling ball. It's looking dangerous as well, but Plumtree straight over that ball, trying to get in there, and he's almost got hands on that ball here. Tame Plumtree just trying to rake his way through the middle of that rolling ball. Goodhue's got it at the back now. They're going to be 10 metres out, and they are going to be less than 10 metres out here at the moment for Taranaki, because they have been able to score that try. And it was Bradley Slater picking up a second, but now we're going back to this game, and it is going to be Grant giving it to Goodhue. And at this stage, going to be 5 metres out. It's going to be Duplessis Karefi straight on the ball, and he's won the penalty for Wellington as well. But like I mentioned, that is going to be another try for Taranaki in that game. So that means now I believe they receive the bonus point in this one. That is very nicely done as well, up against a strong Hawke's Bay side coming off a 100-2-0 win. No, sorry, that was the All Blacks. About a 90-something nil win over the East Coast. Or maybe it was 7 points to East Coast. I might be underestimating them there a little bit, but now they are going to be kicking this one for touch here. And it's not going to be out. So it means that Northland going to have another attacking opportunity from the halfway line now. It's going to be Gregory driving forward, going through the tackle with Blackwell almost, but he has been dragged down. About 30 out now. It's going to be Grant giving it across Rehana, giving it to Goodhue. And they are slowly trying to build up phases once again. Duplessis Karefi going straight into that breakdown. Not able to get it. Rehana once again going to be tied up in the tackle by Asafo Moore. And that is one man that you don't really get away from Asafo Moore. If he's got the ball, or if he's got the ball, he's getting away from you. But if you've got the ball, he is tackling you 9 times out of 10. Now it's going to be the replacement, number 17 for Northland. Did actually drop that ball a little bit. So now it is going to be the scrum feed for Wellington once again. So both sides wearing yellow and black in this one at the moment. They have got themselves a bonus point, which is a pretty awesome indeed. We have got there. Dane Coles looks like a sweet little schoolboy in his younger days. Not old man mongrel as well. From Mako Vonapolwe, and also is Caleb Clark a part of the Sevens camp still, or is he back in the All Blacks camp? He was a part of the Sevens camp, but he was injury cover. Or Wellington, they've just made the sub, and it's going to be Collins making his way onto the field. They clickbaited me. Perenara is not playing in this match for Wellington. Does that mean that he's going to be lurking for the All Blacks? I don't know. I feel like maybe it's one of those ones. He was supposed to be starting this match. I feel bad because my thumbnail actually has TJ Perenara in it. So I do apologize in advance, but he was in the starting lineup. And I thought when he wasn't in the starting lineup that perhaps he would have been on the bench. But instead it is now going to be Collins who has made his way onto the field now. Put it in, and now off the back, looking like they are going to be going for the number 9 option. Ruben Love going for the 50-22 here. We haven't seen any of them so far in this match. Taken nicely now by Tamati Tua, who has return fire going for his own 50-22, taken by Ruben Love, though, inside of his 22 now. And he is passing across to Wes Hoyson, who is going to be kicking this one downfield on the right boot. Big kick down the middle of the field. And it is a good kick as well. Going to be pulling up 10 metres out from the Northland line. Game of force back at the moment. This time, Northland look for touch here. And Highland has been able to kick it out there. And we have what's got, where do you think Roger Tuivasa-Sheck will play? I think they might go with the centre combo. Purely because of the fact that at the moment, they have got that much depth on the wing. And also, although fullback could be an option for that man as well, perhaps. And we have what's got, we can all say that goat of rugby is Jonah Lomu. Yeah, absolute legend, that is for sure. And yeah, it's one of those ones. Unfortunately, like we won't have a winger like him in a very long time. I don't think there ever will be another Jonah Lomu. Like straight away, everyone was saying that Caleb Clark is the next Jonah Lomu, but it's just not the case, unfortunately for him. But at this stage now, it's going to be thrown in here for Wellington, and they have been able to get this ball. Little knock on though, so it does mean now that there's another opportunity for Northland at scrum time. So they're slowly trying to build their way back into this match. Northland, if they can score 3 more converted tries, which is an absolute huge margin. But if they can get 3 converted tries, it would mean that they will be rewarded with a bonus point, which could be crucial for them. But at this stage, they are showing the man in number 16 jersey, Bruce, or this is a hard name, Kawaka Peterson, I believe is the pronunciation there. Hopefully I've got that one right. But at this stage, seems like Wellington are going to be able to get this one. It is just a case of how much TJ is good and all. But he's 29, Brad Weaver is 30. Aaron Smith is 32, needs some new halfback soon. Yeah, I know a lot of people were saying Folau Fakatava perhaps is that next up-and-comer. And also Finley Christie has been getting some pretty good praise in that international jersey. Definitely in those games up against Tonga and Fiji. But it's one of those ones. Will Aaron Smith still be around for the World Cup? He will be about 35 at that stage, or 34-ish. So it's whether or not he will try his best. The timing on that as well says Immortals. And also we have got their halfbacks, need younger halfbacks, Smith, Webbs. And did that come through at the exact same time? Those two in the chat, Smith, Webbs and DJ are all 30 year olds plus. I think it was actually completely in sync almost at that stage. Both going through at 3:17 p.m. New Zealand time. And Roger Tuivasa-Sheck eased by via wing. Hopefully move him into the centre soon, depending on how he goes as well. That is a good point. Maybe they will try him out on that wing, but now it is going to be Collins. Gives it back to Ruben Love. Rush defence here from Gregory. Didn't work out. Aso on the outside gives it to Patafilo, who is cutting back on the inside. Loose ball, but it is claimed by Vince Aso now 40 metres out from Northland's line. And at this stage now, it's going to be in the hands of Kuaka Peterson at this stage, but straight on the ball. And it is going to be the penalty for Northland. I believe it was Grant who was able to win that one. Will Grant it was. And he has done it very nicely there. Does he have a brother, Will Grant, who plays for one of the Super Rugby AU sides? Or is it Will Grant who I am thinking of? Do let me know if you do know if he's got a brother. I'm trying to think. There is a Grant who plays in Super Rugby AU. Or am I thinking of Will Harrison, maybe? No, there is a Grant as well. We have got, is it Folau Fakatava still injured or is he back? Unfortunately, he is going to be missing the whole season for the Bunnings NPC as well, which is a big shame because of the fact he is just such a talented player. But unfortunately, yeah, he's not going to be back quite yet. But next season, he will be up and running for Super Rugby. And it will have the likes of Moana Pacifica and also Fiji Drua in that one as well. And we've got Hello Just Woke Up as well. How's Bus? how has TJP been doing so far? Unfortunately, they clickbaited us, Sebastian. And unfortunately, that means that I've clickbaited you guys as well. They had Perenara in the starting lineup. He didn't start the game. So then I thought, okay, they've got him on the bench. They didn't. Unfortunately, it is Collins. So that means that TJ Perenara not playing this game for Wellington, which makes me wonder if there is something going on in terms of people have mentioned maybe he is going to be making his way up to Auckland to play the game. But yeah, unfortunately, doesn't seem to be playing in this one. And we have got, do we get to see the game? Unfortunately, due to licensing, if I was to show any match footage or audio, YouTube would take us down straight away. And we have got the chance of being sued by the Bunnings NPC. So unfortunately, the best we can do is the commentary. But I can mention that it is on Prime at the moment. If you are in New Zealand, I believe the game is going to be on Prime. And also all games are going to be shown on Stan Sports in Australia, if that is where you are located as well. And we have got Northland won't get 3 tries up. Wellington black and yellow as well, says Emery. Yeah, at this stage, it seems like a massive mission for them. They're starting to take a little bit of momentum back at times in the second half, though. But it just seems like it may be a little bit too late. 58 minutes into this game at the moment, and we won 1-0 against Brazil as well. And we have got, hey, Kiwi lad, can you play some Rugby Challenge 4? Says Jack. I would actually like to do another Rugby Challenge live stream very soon. Hopefully midweek, we will be able to get into it and have another one of those. What mode would you like to see, though? Would you like to see a Dream Matches one, or would you like to see the start of a Be a Pro career mode? Could be an option as well, if that is something you guys are keen on seeing. But now that ball is going to be ripped away, and Wellington going to have it on the 22. Ruben Love gives it across to Karefi, and he's going to be kicking it downfield. I believe that was Karefi, but they said Peter Umanga Jensen. But I feel like it was Karefi who kicked that one, if I'm not wrong. And it was a decent boot downfield, but now it's going to be Ruben Love now back in the step, passing it on the outside to the bus. Julian Savia down the wing now. Tame Plumtree running out of space, finds the ball beautifully on the inside now. Finds the hands of Collins, but he has driven backwards in the tackle there by Reihana. And it was a very nice one indeed. Now it's going to be Houston going across field. Peter Umanga Jensen, wide ball out to Patafilo now. He's got Karefi on the outside, uses him as well, steps back on the inside. This will be a brilliant try for Wellington if they can score it. They have gone about 70 metres, only 20 to go. And at this stage now, it's going to be Collins once again. Going to the side, gives it to Vincenzo, sells the dummy, beautiful inside ball to Patafilo. And once again, Wellington just not stopping the attack. They have got the penalty. And it means now they will have another opportunity of possibly fourth in the what? K4. Oh, so Carrington misses out on another medal. So there's Lisa Carrington. Unfortunately, the K4, they have finished 4th, I have been informed, for the Olympics. But she is still the most decorated medal winner for New Zealand in history. Try and make her be a pro fullback or be a pro tight head as well. And I need a challenge on Rugby Challenge 4. Anyone keen? Says Emery, what console are you on, mate? Do let me know. And Harry Grant as well for the Tars, says Isaac. That will be who I'm thinking of. I've had big ideas, and it could be the case of I'm kind of keen on doing a halfback be a pro because of the fact I love playing halfback, and also I feel like it's a position that out of everywhere is probably the most likely for me to be, most likely to be kind of situated with the size of myself. We have got PS5 as well, says Emery. How are the graphics compared to PS4? Do let me know, Emery, because I play on Xbox One and the frame rate is terrible at times. To be fair, we have got their tight head prop and take over the kicking duties. So it's back over to Apollo, and also I reckon Rugby Challenge 3 is better than 4. I would agree with that in terms of the frame rate and everything like that. Vicio, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, Vicio, has said the thumbs up as well. And also we have got clean sheets, says Henry, so that is good news as well. Lucky I'm still on PS4 as well, says Marco Von Apollo Bear. Now it's going to be a rolling maul for Wellington once again here. The kick was missed by, it was Taranaki taking on the kick in that game, but now it is going to be once again Wellington on hot attack here. Only a few meters short of the line, trying to find their way over the line and try and get themselves a 6th try in this matchup. It's going to be Collins, goes back now into the hands of Umanga Jensen, cross kicks on the bus, gonna be leaping here, takes it beautifully, Julian Savia, and he scores a try as well. The bus was flying and he was able to pick up the 6th try of the match for Wellington. But someone mentioned about what time the British and Irish Lions game was on. It is going to be on at a total of 4 a.m. New Zealand time. But that was a brilliant kick from Peter Umanga Jensen right across the other side of the blind side. As well, says Isaac, it may only look like it because I'm sitting down though. Like when I stand up, I'm not, there's not a lot of me. To be fair, we have got play on Xbox One and Rugby Challenge 4 is terrible, to be honest, says Johnny Boy. Yeah, the frame rate has been shocking the last couple of days, but beautiful take from Julian Savia with the cross kick there. Was very nicely done was able to score it as well. And we have got in the chat earlier on as well, while went to get a stack, or went to get a snack, sorry, and missed all the fun as well, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, a lot of tries in this one. Few tries in the other match as well at this stage. 26 to Taranaki, 12 to Hawke's Bay, with 20 minutes left in that one as well. And we have got in there, can you make a pro fullback and be the kicker too, in the chat? And also, what's the take on Canterbury being so dominant in Super Rugby and mediocre in Countries League? How come the huge difference, is MJ Young? It's a good question. Like, I feel like it's one of those ones that, like, overall, Canterbury almost got relegated last year as well, which is something they surely wouldn't have been expecting. Oh, he's missed that one, Ruben Love. I'm going to have to take back a couple points, unfortunately, for Wellington, which means now the score is going to be 40 for Wellington and 7 for Northland in this matchup. They are running away with it big time here, Northland, but Julian Savia, the bus, scoring the try, played for the Hurricanes this season in Super Rugby, had a decent season as well. Him, and also out on the other wing, Salisi Rayasi, very decent indeed. But yeah, I think it is just one of those ones that maybe the combination just doesn't quite work out. And I think it could also be because of so many All Blacks being part of Canterbury, if that makes sense. Not sure why I went so high-pitched when I said Canterbury, but it is pretty much, I think, like, I mean, you look through their starting lineup and their reserves and whatnot, like even their squad, and you've got the likes of Moonga missing, George Bridge, also, they are missing Braden Enor. Also, I'm trying to think through names, but I can't think of too many. They've still got Tom Christie and whatnot, though. Sam Whitelock, they're missing. And I think it's one of those ones that a lot of their good players end up getting tied up with international duty. It's kind of one of those ones, though. Oh, it's going to be a stolen ball here, but no, once again, going back for the penalty to Wellington. But yeah, they are missing a lot of their good players, but also it's just one of those ones, just doesn't seem to work out for them, unfortunately, in the Bunnings NPC /Motor10 Cup. And we have also got in there 42 to 7 well as well, says Damon. Also, we have got the try emojis from KG in the chat as well. And also, yeah, I go for the go on Northern Hemisphere media outlets and YouTube's comment section and troll the heck out of Home Nations people. But I got to stick to only 1 hour, not all day, plenty trolling like did last weekend, says back over to Apollo. And also, we have got the Karens in the chat from Sebastian. It's not that, but Rugby Challenge 4 doesn't suit it as well, says Emery. And also, we have got there, I think EA Sports is making a rugby game. Can't wait for that, says Johnny Boy. I don't think they have got it planned, EA, but I know that it is going to be, I'm not sure whether I can say the name or not because of the fact I don't think it's been announced yet, but there is Rugby 22 coming out next year. And then also after that, it is going to be a new rugby game that is being developed by a few rugby YouTubers are part of that as well, but also a big company that are going to be producing a game that hopefully will be a very good one. But now at this stage, it's going to be a big run from the number 20. He's only been on the field for a short moment there, Sam Smith, and he is already making an impact now. It's going to be Collins, goes across field. The hands now of it will be Keelan Whitman. He was on debut for this one. Beautiful run in line there. It is going to be another try for Wellington, and it was Bruce Kawaka Peterson who was able to score it. We're going to have to keep on updating the scoreboard at the moment because Wellington are on a tear in this game. They don't have Berenata for this one, but they are still well and truly a solid side. That is for sure. They've got so many talented Hurricanes players and also just these young players doing well in this team as well. Beautiful running line there from Bruce Kawaka Peterson, and he was able to score. He had plenty of pace and toe as well. At the same time, Sky Sports should hire this guy as a sports presenter or commentator, says Liz. That would be pretty awesome if that was going to happen. But yeah, at this stage, I mean, I just love doing these on YouTube as well because of the fact that I get to interact with you guys. And that's one thing that I feel like commentary, you can't really do. Like if you are doing professional commentary, you can't have that interaction with the chat at the same time. But I absolutely love doing this. We are going to be back for the All Blacks versus Wallabies as well. So if you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated. It's Julian Savia, ex All Black. He is indeed, Tame. And we have also got there in the chat, don't stand. We don't want to see that. Oh, no. And we have also got the European fans and South Africa fans are the worst. Then you have the Argentina fans says Argentina's best team out of nowhere as well, says Immortals. I mean, yeah, with that win over the All Blacks, it certainly would have given the Pumas a bit of confidence. I believe, is it going to be a try? No, it is still 26-12 in the game between Taranaki and also Hawke's Bay, and that is a good kick once again from Ruben Love. And it is going to be Julian Savia coming off the field, and that will be Tamasi Alosio making his way out there. Played very well for Samoa, or Manu Samoa, I should say, in those Rugby World Cup qualifying matches. And we have also got there Makaduyu Sport Tasmania as well, says MJ Young. And also we have got there Brandon Eno is Dogwater, says Immortals. And also we have got in there Lester Fine who just needs to up his defensive effort, but he's way better than Eno as well, says Immortals. He's got that size and strength as well, which I feel like is one factor that when you need someone like, I feel like he suits that number 13 jersey because of the fact he still has that pace, but he's got that power that really makes it tough for defenders to only mark one-on-one with him. And they have also got that, they should make a Remo for Rugby Like Fever. That would be pretty cool if they did do it. How many minutes left at this stage? We have got 14 left in this game between Wellington and Northland, and a total of 15 left in the game between Taranaki and Hawke's Bay. At the stage, Northland have got the ball. The chat is going very quick at the moment, so I do appreciate every single one of you guys being here, but I will read all of them in a very short moment. But now it's going to be Grant. Once again, Will Grant has got this ball in hand, having a bit of a dummy run. He has been tackled hard, though, by PJ Sheck, who is on debut for this one. Going to be the replacement there, which is Kaliupasi. Oh, that's a hard name. Alualakipu, I believe is the pronunciation. I think they just said that Scott Gregory has possibly made his way back out onto the field at this stage, but now it is going to be possibly held up. Very nicely done there by it is Sam Smith. He has been playing extremely well since coming on the field. Like I mentioned, these Olympics are boring, says Isaac. And also we have got, and there we have got why Canterbury dominate Super Rugby and not countries and other leagues. How different is approach, sponsorship and management? As well as MJ Young. That's a good question. I feel like that's a little bit above my pay grade, to be fair. But I do know that hopefully they do have a better season of the Bunnings NPC this year because of the fact that last year they had a good start, but that was because they had all those All Blacks in their side. And then from there, they kind of had that rebuilding phase in the middle. But so far, missed tackles, 34 missed tackles for Northland, only the one missed tackle for Wellington. That is extremely impressive in this one. And we have got your same, which is going to be famous one day very soon, says Katie. And also with the rugby ball in the chat. And also we have got, if EA will develop another rugby game, I'm sure they will add all the game modes we have in FIFA. Unfortunately, that's far from happening, says Sebastian. I think it's going to be, if they ever did it, it would have been around the World Cup time, but I think the World Cup already has licensing in terms of the, I think it is actually, they've already got the licensing for certain games to be made around the World Cup. We have got Bullet from Silver, incredible stream as well, says Smithy Dollar. Welcome in, mate. And also, is your name Hamish? It is indeed. And also, we have got thanks for that, Marshy, so says Isaac. And also, at this stage, we have got in the chat, we have got their Kiwi Lads merchandise as well, says Sebastian. Maybe it could be coming soon. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's one of those ones that we've got to make sure there is that demand for it, because I don't want to make it like if it's going to be too expensive for you guys kind of thing, because of the fact that I think to produce only a few at a time would be very costly. And it's one of those ones I wouldn't want it to charge, or I wouldn't want to end up having to charge like a whole heap of money. Or great ankle tap there on the big man. And at this stage, Northland just inside of their own half, kicking it in behind was Will Grant, looking for a bit of space, taken nicely by Collins. And he passes it across Bell now to Tamasi Olosio, trying to pierce a gap up the middle, 40 out from his own line now. Collins going back to the right-hand side, going to be once again the try scorer in the number 16 jersey, Kawaka Peterson. That name's the one that I have to get used to saying. Blackwell trying to do the quick hands, knocks the ball on, and now Northland, I believe they are going to have the penalty for offside here, so they will have the option of kicking up for the corner. They're just going upstairs in the game between Taranaki and Hawke's Bay. It could be a Hawke's Bay try here, if I'm not wrong. And we have got now Hawke's Bay, Northland actually took that one quickly, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So they decided to just keep on running it at the stage. And straight on the ball, isn't the number 19? No, not quite able to get it there. Kind of looking at both games at once. They have got a TMO decision for Hawke's Bay. They might be right back into the match, but now it's going to be the wide ball into the hands of the number 7. 25 out now, Northland. Good phase play at the moment for them. Going to be passing it out the back line once again. Looking good. Scott Gregory in the midfield. Wide cut out pass, but it is going to be taken nicely by PC Lelua. Sorry, it's the pronunciation there. We have also got in there a little bit earlier on in the chat. He said, Marco Vonopolovia said about when you become famous, Hamish, will you wear a Kiwi Lads t-shirt when you present whilst at work? That'd be pretty cool to have a Kiwi Lads shirt, I have a feeling. So maybe we will have to look at, even if it's just for a start, I just make one to see how it looks. And then from there, maybe look at branching out a little bit more. We have got starting at 4:20 party right now. Helps me relax when AB's rugby games are on as well. And also, Boo Quade's not playing. He is in our Rugby Challenge one with me and George Doe. So be sure to check that out. That will be coming out at around hopefully 6 o'clock or so, because of the fact I haven't quite finished editing it. But yeah, we have got him playing. And we've also got a very big surprise in the All Black side. Something to do with Quade Cooper. We have also got Marcos will win it again, says Immortals. And also we have got Are You an Aussie? I am in New Zealand in South Canterbury. So kind of halfway in between where the Crusaders and the Highlanders are located. It's kind of smack bang in the middle. We have also got Hamish. Have you got a target to win today? Says Aiden. I think they will, but I think Southland are one of those sides that if they can find a little bit of momentum, they might be able to have a decent season, because I think they were close to, where did they finish last year? Can't quite remember. And we have got, I can't see the Marcos winning it against his Emery. I think they're missing a few too many of the good players. The likes of Will Jordan also, they will be missing Sever Reese out on that wing. Finley Christie, because he is still training with the All Blacks, I believe, that means he will be missing at 9 as well. And we have also got there, Quaid, freaking Cooper, such a troll as well, says Bucko Vodabolaway, and also we have got in there Hoodie with turn on it. Says Katie, I'm not sure about licensing though. That's my one concern, is whether or not we would get sued for having him at this stage. Right. I have just been passed an iPad with some information on it. It says experienced halfback TG Perenara is back in the All Black squad ahead of schedule. Whistled up as injury cover for Crocked Blues and Tasman number 9 Finley Christie. Confirmed on Friday that TJ Perenara was named dispatch to play some NPC, had been called in to replace the man who was covering him in first. Okay, so because of the injury of the shoulder of Finley Christie, it means that Perenara has been added to the squad. So that is why he's not playing for Wellington. So there's a slight chance he isn't named as one of the two halfbacks, but there's a chance that he could get a little bit ahead of schedule, possibly getting a chance in the AB skip. And now it's going to be Wellington once again with the ball in hand. It's going to be Vince Aso on the outside, gives it to Patafilo. I feel like I'm commenting in horse races, and they're running down the wing here. The two wingers trying to go fast here, but they have kicked it forward here at Wellington, and it has bounced awkwardly, and Northland have been able to take that ball. I feel like with this headset, I feel like I'm doing something for the TAB, doing the horse racing. But now it is going to be going forward with Northland on the 22. And Will Grant is going to be firing it back into the hands of, it will be Johnny Cooper. Kicking it down the middle of the field. Not the best kick, though. Finding the hands of Betu Munga Jensen. Now Husin looking for the man on the outside. Runs it himself. He's got the step as well, and he's got the pace here. Where's Husin still going? Able to keep the footing, ball on the inside to Collins. Linking up. It's been taken beautifully by the number 17 offload. And it's going to be the try for Brandon Larson on debut. Has been able to score, and I believe Hawke's Bay, they have actually scored a couple tries since I have last been watching. I think they are actually up to possibly close to winning this game here, Hawke's Bay. Where are they sitting at the moment? I am just going to wait to see what the scoreboard is. It is 19 to Hawke's Bay at the moment in that game, so they're getting close to making the comeback as well. And then also, it is now going to be another beautiful try for Wellington. Very nicely done, just drawing past, perfect timing on those balls. And because I can't say that sentence without cracking a smile, but yeah, very nice. The chat is going extremely quick at the moment. I do appreciate you all being here. I will try my best to catch up with all of the chat that we have had, that we have also got earlier on. Where is Quay Cooper these days? He's actually in the Wallaby squad. He is training with them at this stage. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not he gets any minutes for the Bledisloe Cup. But very nicely done by Wellington once again to have more points. They put on the 50 in this game. And if they get one more try, they will be leading this game by 50 points, which is incredibly impressive. That is for all we have got in there. Rugby Times with the lads, can't complain as well. Says it was Tesla, and also Almoa has a brother in the Tasman Marcos who's back. I wonder if he's also a unit. Surely he is at this stage. And we have got there. Hey, Hamish, did you watch the news the other night? The media was trying to say that the government bent the rules to allow the Wallabies to come over to play. It wasn't the case. It got 10 snowflakes as well, says David. Yeah, I know a lot of people were complaining about that, but I believe they would have had this scheduled, like quarantine and everything, kind of scheduled for a very long time, if I'm not wrong, the Wallabies. And I think they chartered in on a private plane as well, if I'm not wrong, maybe. If I'm not wrong, but I could be wrong there. So I don't want to say too much, but I believe they did do it in a way that was kind of more allowed. They did get an exemption, maybe, if I'm not wrong. But we have got there one day, I will order our own inflatable Kieran from the Kiwi Lad shop. Imagine that. That would be pretty awesome. If we can do some sort of design very similar to him up the Tani Vaz as well, says Isaac. And we have also got 420 literally since 5 a.m. as well. Geez, that is early. And Hamish, are you a Crusaders fan? Believe it or not, I'm actually impartial in Super Rugby, which I feel like is why I love watching the competition so much. I should be a Crusaders or a Highlanders supporter because I'm halfway in between. But I just love remaining impartial for those games and just watching all of the sides. I can't decide who I like the most, which does make it very difficult. And normally people get annoyed with me for that regard. But yeah, I just love watching all of the sides play pretty much evenly, which is why I just absolutely love it. At this stage, Hawke's Bay, up to 9 phases just outside of the 5-metre line, and they look like they might be flinging the white ball. Could we go to extra time in that game between Hawke's Bay and Taranaki? It looks like it could be on the cards for this one, which would be kind of cool if that was the case. And we have got in the chat. Where's Grey Group these days? But yeah, he is training with them at the stage. Breaking news: TJP is an Avenger. so you were watching that one last night, I assume. And also we have got now a penalty to Northland in this one, and also Penanata sets time, and also TJP equals All Blacks as well. Did Hawke's Bay get that try? They did indeed. I'm not too sure who scored it, but they are now sitting on 19 points, and they have got the bonus point for being within 7, but they won't care. They will be wanting 11 minutes left. They have got a good chance of being able to do something in this matchup to get them back into the match. I might be a little bit behind in that one, but I don't want to skip forward too much just in case I do miss anything. But we have got there. I remember New Zealand teams from 80s when Springboks got robbed in the final test, kicked the penalty, given Blacks the win. This after the Wales ref played 5 minutes advantage as well, says MJ Young. And also we have got there in the chat, it's going quick at the moment, that is for sure. At this stage now, it's going to be a line out for Northland. Didn't get it right 5 metres out from Wellington's line, and because of it now, does mean that they once again dodge a bullet here, Wellington, like they have many times throughout this match, but they are just well and truly very solid. They have got TJ's good. Aaron Smith is a bit better. Yeah, Aaron Smith's passing is absolutely phenomenal, and it's one of those ones that now Hawke's Bay trying to drive their way forward. I feel like I don't know what game to watch at the moment. I have got the commentary for the Wellington versus Northland, but now it's going to be Hawke's Bay only a metre short of the line. They've gone into touch, though, I think. Or have they? Is it a try? Hawke's Bay might have just scored after 21 phases to possibly get themselves back into the match. It was the replacement number 9 if he was able to do so, I think. But now it is going to be Northland on the 22, 25 out now, and they are going to be trying to drive their way forward. It is going to be in the hands of Blake Hohaya, who did have that one. Now it's going to be quick hands. And at this stage, only 3 minutes left in this one. The TMO is going upstairs for the game between Taranaki and Hawke's Bay. Once again, rushed defense from Petu Munga Jensen, but he was offside. So because of it now, it is going to be the penalty. Never back onside is the call. We have got there TJP, the haka conductor as well. And also we have got Hamish Thoughts on a 100th game for Aaron Smith. Absolutely awesome for him. To be able to bring it up as the first match of a Bledisloe is just like, he's been such a prominent part. Oh, they've taken the quick tap there, Northland as well. It's like how he brought it up, 150 something, I think it was, for the Highlanders. Like, he's been absolutely phenomenal throughout all of the time that he's been playing, and he doesn't seem like he's slowing up anytime soon. With the passing that he's got, it's going to be a penalty to Wellington there. Or he's lost control of the ball, I think, on the line here, Hawke's Bay, so that means that it will be a no try in that one. And we have also got in there, in the chat, Wellington 2 by overpowered. Yeah, their team for this game was absolutely stacked. Like I said that they would be able to win it. I think I said by 30 points. Like, I didn't expect it to get up to almost 50, but only 2 minutes left in this one. Looks like it could be the case. We have what's got in there. The Wallabies got an exemption. I think that's what the Australian media said as well, says Johnny Bodie. And also we have got in there, did you use to like Dan Carter Crusaders? I mean, it's hard not to like Dan Carter just with the amount of skill that that man has. But believe it or not, like, I kind of had a spell from watching rugby for a long time. Like, it was probably early years, like when I was about 10, probably right through to maybe last year or so, last year when Super Rugby Aotearoa started back up. That was when I actually got right back into watching every game of rugby. And kind of from there, I've just been watching every single game since, which we have got a big celebration coming up for the 100th match for Aaron Smith. But also there is another big milestone that is happening for that game for the channel, which we are going to be talking about in that next live stream. We have also got, oh no, the emojis from Marco Votopolo and Yo AB's to beat Aussie 32-16, says Batman as well. Could be the case, that is for sure. And we have got Wallabies to beat New Zealand 24-22. As well, what time's kickoff tonight? It is going to be a 7:05 p.m. kickoff for that All Blacks game. There is a player down at the moment for Wellington. In fact, there are 2 players down, and it doesn't look too good for him. That one's going to be kicked downfield from Highland, and I think they are going to be going back because they cannot continue while he is down the way he is. Xavier Numia is the man who is down. There are currently 7 minutes left in the game between Taranaki and Hawke's Bay. Going to be interesting to see whether or not they can get their comeback. Hi, Kiwi lads, I'm back home from work as well. Says Brandon, welcome in to the live stream, mate. And we have got their Springboks 29 and British and Irish Lions 12. I feel like that's not going to be a mile off. I said 15 was going to be the difference in that one. But yeah, the Springboks looking like the favourites for that one for sure. 50 bomb as well, says Damon. Also, we have got 44 for New Zealand and Australia, 15, says MJ Young. And also we have got there in the chat. Tell you what, I'm trying my best to catch up with all of them. Do you like NRL, says Tame? I do enjoy watching NRL. I just haven't been able to watch as much of it as I would like to have this year. But it's going to be now a Hawke's Bay. They're going to be defending, or they are going to have the scrum against them here for the final 5 minutes of this game. 5 minutes out from Taranaki's line. They will be wanting to steal this one. What's happening in the Hawke's Bay game? Ricky Riccatelli currently down at the moment, so he has not been able to make his way to that scrum that is about to take place. Hamish, you made a great Bay of Plenty supporter. Walter was like my friend as well, says David. Maybe we'll have to look at it. that's the one thing. I also feel like I want to get myself some more rugby kits because of the fact I've got a Chiefs one. I've got an All Blacks kind of t-shirt. But then other than that, I don't really have too many other kits. So I feel like I would quite like, I've also got a Waikato one as well, but I would quite like to be able to extend that a little bit of a collection. But then that's the thing. I always love to remain impartial, which is why if I end up wearing a kit for a team, I feel like I'm kind of one-sided, if that makes sense. But what's happening with the Hawke's Bay game as well from Aiden, we will keep you updated for the final 5.5 minutes of that one. It's going to be a rare card for Daniel Hawkins. He got the technique wrong there. And because of it, it's a rare card. I wasn't even watching in that one, but he got a rare card for it. And I think it was Xavier Numia who ended up, unfortunately, he just tackled him a bit too high and it was the shoulder to the head. So that is fair enough. Rare card for Daniel Hawkins. Rare card surely as well, says Johnny Boy. Yep, they have sent him off there. And now because of it, Northland, it just gets a little bit worse for him. But tell you what, Xavier Numia is still down and it doesn't look good for him at the moment, which means he will be taken off the field, possibly on a stretcher, depending on how it goes. Rear card with 7 seconds to go. It is indeed. Cheers, Hamish, what time? He's on the live stream 6:45. I think we might be starting at around 6:40, possibly. I feel like I've got heaps of information that I want to talk about before the game takes place. Or it's almost a try for Hawke's Bay as well. But at this stage, it is going to be 7 minutes left, or 7 seconds left. I think they've actually called full time at this stage. So Wellington have decided that, yes, they would have the penalty, but they said that they would have just tapped it and kicked it out. So rather than taking that, they are just going to end the game. So the full-time score in the Wellington versus Northland game is going to be 54-7. Unfortunately, not the way you want to see a game ending, with a man still down on the ground. And at this stage, hopefully, Xavier Numia will be all right, but just took a big knock to the head. But at this stage now, other matches, Taranaki 26-19. We are going to be switching over to that commentary, and we are going to be watching the final moments of that game as well. We got two going at once, but the try scored for Wellington in this game. Tame Plumtree able to get 3. Also, it was Alex Fidel. Then the try for Peter Umanga Jensen. Julian Savia able to get one off the cross kick, and also it was Kaika Peterson who was able to get the other penalty, or other try, off the bench. Just the one try, and it was scored by Jordan Olsen for Northland there. But that is the end of the game. So a very good performance from Wellington in that one. And the Wallabies won't be the All Blacks in Eden Park. Come on, guys. I'm Australian and I know it. Come on, so says Johnny Boy. And also we have got in there, I like how your immortal, or your impartial mate as well, says Tame. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those ones, like throughout all of the games of rugby that I have been watching, I think it just makes it that much like more enjoyable, because of the fact that, like, sometimes with commentators, like, even we've heard it for, like, on actual TV, the commentators can be very one-sided. And I feel like that is one of those ones that as soon as you get too one-sided, everything seems like it's going against your side, or everything's going with your side kind of thing. So that is why I end up in that situation of trying my best to stay between the lines of not going either side, because of the fact that I want to call the game down the middle. And that is kind of the goal. But at this stage now, it's going to be Taranaki once again with the ball in hand for the final 3 minutes of that game as well. And we are in the FIFA World Cup, says Henry Samuel. And also we have got there, we will do one day, been busy, sorry, brother, as well. Oh, sorry, Marco Vodopolivir earlier on. I still haven't sent you the care package, brother. Sorry, mate, says Marco Vodopolivir. No worries, mate. I am keen to send you an email, because I have got an idea and I kind of want to send you something as well for all the support you have been showing for the channel. And we have got what Henry says, Johnny Boy. He is playing the FIFA at the moment, I believe. It's been kicked downfield from Hawke's Bay. Oh, it's a 50-22. And now Tian Falcon has just put his side in a dominant position for a rolling maul here. Hawke's Bay, please draw. That's the thing. Draws don't count in this, unless it is going to be about 10 minutes after the game has been played. We get 10 more minutes. This could be going to golden point here for Taranaki versus Hawke's Bay. All of a sudden, I'm all fired up for that game. Did Wellington lose? No, they did not. They did win that game. 54-7 in the NGG, lads, as well. And we have got good win Wellington first 11, says David. And also we have got good Johnny Blaze. You haven't been on the Kiwi live stream in ages. Or and also we have got there, well done Wellington, fair play to Northland as well. Yeah, they had their moments. Oh, it's going to be a knock on from Hawke's Bay. So now it's going to be 2 minutes left in this one. And Taranaki at this stage might be able to get this win if they can hang on for the scrum. I feel like UFC commentators are biased too. Yeah, they are a bit, to be fair. Joe Rogan, he is his favourites. That is for sure. And we have also got there, this is the second stream I've been on, as well, says Johnny Boy. And also a great game, both teams. And also I went to high school with Peter Umanga Jensen. He's humble as well, says Tesla. So that's pretty awesome. Like, I feel like it's one of those ones that you guys have been to school, or you guys know, like they could be your cousin or something like that. You guys know a lot of these players, which just makes it that much more awesome that we do get to see them play. It's like Cullen Grace. Like, I ended up playing, it was South Canterbury development cricket with him, kind of thing. So it's kind of a stretch, but I did end up being in the same team as him at one point. And the weird thing is, one of the catches, so pretty much I was bowling, he took a catch, and the guy who got out, who was batting, actually plays for the Otago Volts in the cricket Super Smash for Otago. So both of them went on to play kind of, they did quite a bit. I'm in my lounge with a blow-up doll, but I absolutely love this as well. We have got Well Done Wellington, and also Buatani Fuzz, bloody useless, and also, wait, is there golden point if it's a draw? There is indeed. I have actually got the rules. We'll put them up now. No, apparently I don't. Oh, yes, I do. Is that the right rules? No, that is the Olympics one. I actually had them up yesterday, but they have disappeared. I will get them back up for you guys so you can see the rule set of this one. But pretty much it is going to golden point if this game is a draw. At the stage, there's a minute and a half left. But yeah, we'll be going to golden point, and then it's 2 points for either side after golden point if no one is able to score it. So this is a big moment here. Once again, there is going to be a scrum reset. The time is going to be off. No, it's not. The time is still on at the moment. This is using up time here for Taranaki, but now the time is off. Only a minute and a half left in this one. Went to school with Kyle Sinclair. He's actually Katie Price's son, says Marco Votapolu. And also, I went to high school with Richie McCaw, says Tame, which is pretty awesome as well. Went to school with Shannon. And also, oh no, we have also got there. Went to school with, oh no. Went to school with Kalen Ponga as well. I can say that one from Tame. But yeah, I will mention anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's hugely appreciated the amount of support we've had on this channel for the recent time, and that is going to be a big run for Taranaki. Just 1 minute left in this game between the two sides. Taranaki at this stage would be receiving the 4 points, and that is going to be now kick downfield, and that is a big kick downfield by the number 10, whose name I can't remember. Who's their number 10, Taranaki? I can't think of the name. They've got the big collars at the moment. I do see it was Tom Florence in the background. I can't remember his name, but he had a very good end to his season last year as well. We have got Winter School with Hamish as well. Says Tame, you may have, depending on what school you went to at times. Although if it was a little while ago, maybe not. But now it is going to be Hawke's Bay who have got the ball 40 metres out from the line now. Anyone who is just tuning in now, we are kind of co-commentating the both games. And at this stage, the Wellington game is over. They were able to win it 54 points to 7. Now it's going to be Hawke's Bay driving forward. Looked a little bit high from the replacement, number 21 for Taranaki. I don't actually know who's on the field at the moment for these two sides. I haven't seen the lineups yet. But at this stage, I think the only player I know is Ricky Riccatelli. But now it's going to be Stacey Ely driving forward for Hawke's Bay. And at this stage, they are up to 5 phases. They went 21 phases to not score earlier on. Can they do it now? Rush defense here. And the ball has been dropped. And now it's going to be down the wing. He has got plenty of toe for Taranaki. And that's going to be the try that cancels out the bonus point for Hawke's Bay. What a try. He's got a very long name. He's got a long name. He's on debut. I can't remember his name. To save myself, that kid's got a mullet and a half right there. Right, I'm going to wait till they pop it up on screen because I'm only going to be able to say it if they show it. But this was a brilliant one here. Big hit from the number 10 for Taranaki. Then from there, gave it out to their number 23. And the pace of that man, he is on fire. And from there, Jonah Lowe not able to catch him. That is going to cancel out the bonus point for Hawke's Bay. So all of a sudden, just trying to get that win has cost them a point. Just huge in that situation. Right, we will update the scoreboard. And at this stage, I believe it will be 33 for Taranaki and 19 to Hawke's Bay. Well, what a try to come onto this match and get to see. Right, they haven't shown his name yet, which I'm kind of annoyed about because I feel like I want to say it right. Please show him. No, they haven't showed him right. It is in number 23, though. Went to school with Billy Slater as well and went to school with Willie He hums, as it was, says Sebastian. And also we have got who you got, Otago or South. I think I'm going Otago for that game, but I think Southland will do a decent job in that one as well. Went to school with Grant Fox. He needs to retire as well, says Marco Votapolu. And also we have got there, how many of you know the popular torpedo pass of the ball originated in South Africa? I did not know that. Fun fact. That is a fun fact indeed. And at this stage, I'm going to have to look up the lineups to be able to see exactly who it is in that number 23 jersey, because I feel like just calling him the number 23 is not doing him justice at all. So I am going to pull it up so that I can see exactly who it is going to be. We win in 1-0 in the finals against Germany as well, says Henry. And also went to school with Charlotte Caslick. Often bought in cake for your birthdays. Taranaki versus Hawke's Bay. We will see the lineups now. Right. The man in the number 23 jersey. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for some brilliant pronunciation. Right. It is going to be Vireniki, and it is Tico e Solomoni, or Tico Solomoni. Actually isn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Tico Solomoni is the name. I envy those who went to school with Charlie Keslick as well, because Sebastian Hall, mate, is still downfield for that bloke. Says Johnny Boy. Yeah, I haven't actually been watching the one for Wellington, but it didn't look like a good head knock for Xavier Numia. I don't think there is such a thing as a good head knock, to be fair, but yeah, hopefully he is all right. He's going to be missing next week and the week after, that is for sure, with how long he has stayed down. I just hope it isn't a serious neck injury, because of the fact that, yeah, as soon as you get down that kind of route, can well and truly hold a career. I remember you, Marco, as a winner, grade 6, hanging around school steps with so you can watch the girls. Oh, no. As they go up the steps as well, says MJ Young. That's I don't know. I'm starting to choke. I realize now the microphone's here, so I can't really cough like this, can I? I'll have to actually look away. But then if I look away, it follows me with this one. I'm used to having this big thing for the ones, but for some reason for the live streams, it doesn't come across smoothly in that one. But yeah, in this game, we saw a lot of tries for Hawke's Bay. In the end, they were able to get that one. Julian Savia looks like he is heading towards the crowd. And that's one thing that is awesome, that we are able to see crowds at these games. Are you under 30s or are you 30s? As well says Tame. As in, like, am I in my 30s, Tame? Or as in, are you 30s? I'm not too sure. Do let me know. But at this stage, they are just showing the tries. And Tame Plumtree had a brilliant game for Wellington. Man of the match, scoring the hat trick, and also just having some very nice passes throughout that match as well. But yeah, Wellington from the start, looking at their squad, it seemed like they were going to be the strongest side. And they also didn't need TJ Perenara. So it is pretty awesome. But at this stage, the Dwayne Monkley medal was awarded to Tame Plumtree, I believe. And hey, from that animation guy, welcome in to the live stream. Yeah, says Tame, I feel like maybe, I am actually, I'm actually only 21, but I probably look a lot older, to be fair, because of how little sleep I get while doing some of these midnight live streams. But yeah, I am actually 21. So yeah, a little bit younger. Probably looking a little bit worse for wear, perhaps. Oh, yeah, what's got there? Renal to England, and also went to school with McCaw and Ponga. How long did it take you to graduate, brother, as well? Says it's Smithy Toilet. But at this stage, yeah, he is still down here. Xavier Numia, he is on a stretcher as well. So I really hope he is all right, because he is a very good player as well, Xavier Numia. So it's just not what you want to see. And it's one of those ones. It's such a good win for Wellington, but unfortunately, it's just one of those ones that it's not the way you wanted to see the match end. Yeah, he was doing wheelies in the chair. Marco, you would really enjoy that. At the start of the game, the guy, he was in his wheelchair. He delivered the match ball, and then he was popping some wheelies. And Ruben Love thought he was going to flip over backwards, so he tried to catch him, which didn't quite work out for him. Oh, yeah, what's got there? Stop, you don't look older. As I said, Katie, I might look a little bit older. Maybe I'll go for 20. I'll take 25, halfway in between. As well, I feel like if I shave, I look about 12. No, I probably don't look that young, but maybe around maybe 17. Maybe it's the smooth operator who got injured, Wellington. It was actually, in the end, Xavier Numia, who is still down and getting stretchered off the field as we speak. And it's about 5 minutes after the game's ended. So, yeah, it's not looking too good for him. But hopefully he is all right. I will try and keep you guys updated as well when we do move into the next live stream that we are going to be doing, which is going to be the All Blacks versus the Wallabies. They're doing wheelies as well, says Marco. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. But yeah, Ruben Love panicked big time. Like afterwards, he was like trying to hold him back up, and he just panicked big time. Because the fact, I mean, if you saw a guy in a wheelchair like flipping, like of course the reflex is to try and stop it from happening, but he was just popping the wheelies for fun. When's the next live stream, says Tamer? It's going to be kicking off, or our live stream is going to be starting at probably around 6:40 p.m. tonight, and that is going to be the All Blacks versus Wallabies. We're going to be doing a build-up because of the fact there is so much that we can talk about for that game. It's going to be an epic one between two rivals from the Trans-Tasman. But I do thank you all very much for tuning into this one. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we will be back a little bit later on for the All Blacks versus Wallabies, and then also the British and Irish Lions taking on the Springboks with a little bit more Bunnings NPC action tomorrow as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next one.